We're doing a Touhou. We're doing a Touhou, something called Touhou visual novel. Very inspired. I think we haven't done this one, right? Or is skipping around some bits and pieces and just oh no, we haven't. Okay, alright. Full screen music a bit quieter. Not that quiet. Okay, good. It's got music group. It's got chapter select. Let's just, it's Archaic Akashic record. That's what we're doing today, by the way. Took a moment, and then there's some things on the side. It's probably Japanese. Probably, I don't know. I can sort of recognize what it's Korean, and it's a bit hard. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to distinguish which one's Chinese and Japanese. But okay. Anyway, let's start. Let's investigate some stuff. Hello. Human beings have an incredible ability to understand the nature of things. Yeah, it's called pattern recognition. We do that a lot. Chemistry, engineering, mathematics. Humans have the ability to know anything. Determining the structure of the world, building tools and systems of their own, their understanding grows exponentially. By drawing connections and abstractions, the human brain perceives the universe in its totality. Well, as close as we can get. I mean, we need more tools. We haven't figured out everything yet. But they are still animals. I mean, yeah. They don't know what lies in the dark. They don't yet understand new phenomena. To those animals who understand everything, something outside their understanding is an abhorrence. Nah, you haven't met sight, come on. What is that? What could it be? I don't know, it could be anything. Cthulhu? Probably Cthulhu. The great pinnacle of understanding turns its slimy mammal brain over and over, contriving 1,000 possibilities. Each possibility becomes a definite answer, and each answer is its own truth. Those are monsters in the dark. Theirs was done by magic. The gods have forsaken us. They're refusing to admit there are things they don't understand. Humans create such truths of their own. Yeah, I mean, it's easier to do that. That's how religions come about and whatnot. Never satisfied, the human thirst for knowledge continues on. We gotta invent stuff to understand things. Because we don't like not understanding, so we just make shit up until we figure out how to actually understand the thing. Those once ironclad truths give way to something new. The wrath of the gods is simply a transfer of electrons in the atmosphere. Yeah, thunder and lightning. Vampires are simply corpses in a particular state of decay. The thousand possibilities disappear, and the single objective truth remains. But what was once true was made true by that same human mind. Monsters and devils and magic refuse to simply disappear. Now rejected by the world, no longer congruent with common sense, they've come to rest here. Sealed outside the realm of common sense, accepting all that was forgotten and rejected. The world that might have been, and never was, kept alive despite the march of progress. That's Gensokyo. Yay. Vladislava Brishka. Hello, Vladislava Brishka. Okay. That is, if the tomes are to be believed. Passionate magician of fortune, Vladislava Brishka. Okay. Nuet Huang. We're gonna go with that. Nuet Huang. I'm not sure a diary can be considered a tome. Apprentice witch who studies death. Okay. I should think a dense book loaded with important information deserved the term. If it weren't for that, I never would have found this wonderful place. Yeah, can you just feel the magic flow? Not really. Well, now that we're here, it should be much easier to get a handle on it. You'll reach my level in a jiffy. She's a positive thing. I certainly hope so. No point wasting any more time. Let's start getting into Gensokyo properly. It's going to be dangerous getting started with when we're already so weak. Speak for yourself. I could handle any fairy or lesser yokai. They'll give me a threat level of low medium. And then if medium is average, the odds of us walking out here and being mauled to death by an average yokai are quite high, yes, so we must be cautious. We'll use our ability to witness death. If you study how others died, we should be able to avoid those same situations just fine. That doesn't fill me with much confidence. If all deaths were easily avoidable, nobody would ever die. If that scared you, we wouldn't be here right now. I suppose that's true. I'll need a marker then. Of course, there should be one around here somewhere. Wanzuka, the resting place of nameless humans who fall into Gensokyo and lose their lives there. Yes, cremated to avoid all those nasty yokai tricks. Don't get ink on your nose. There should be plenty of graves around for more practical research. The barrier here is unstable. We'd better hurry and find one before we get kicked out. I don't think we can get back to the outside world anymore. If we get kicked out now, who knows where we'd end up. Wow, look at all this stuff. It's a real junk pile. Oh, is that an accordion? I always wanted to learn how to play one. Accordions sound cool. I love accordion music, it's great. At least when it's done well. It can be a bit annoying sometimes, I think. Accordions are one of those fascinating musical instruments. It's like, damn, this is a thing that just makes interesting noises. One person's trash is another's treasure, huh? Don't get too sidetracked. This mist can't be good for you. My accordionist career will have to wait. Let's see. It's hard to find anything that looks like a grave. Oh, this might do. It looks right, but there's no name or date. Just a little smiley face. No way to tell how old this one is. One way to find out. Oh, you ready to go already? Do you need time to prepare? Not at all. Go ahead and use your ability. Alright then. Nameless soul, share with me your final moments. Very cool. Shut up. Yeah. No, we're gonna get information investigation. This forest is dead. Yes. I've been wandering around for hours and it's getting dark. But I have to keep pressing on. My only hope lies with finding that place. With every trudging step of mine, more fallen leaves crunch like paper. In some spots they scatter loosely over the ground. In others, the ground is invisible under a thick blanket of debris. Propping myself up on a particularly large stick that's fallen, I continue on. My fatigue is really getting to me though. I can still breathe, but the tension and dryness makes my throat feel like a bassoon. I was told, okay, actually, you know what? I've heard that name before. I need to find out what a bassoon is. What is that? I've never actually. Bassoon. Where are you? It's a bassoon. It's the super complicated looking flute thing. Okay, it's the really complicated looking thing. It's got like all kinds of fancy bassoon. That looks can I show you? I can show you this. Let me show you the thing. Let me show you the bassoon. It's very complicated looking. Look at all the things it's got so many little tubes and shit. Like, what is that? It's so complicated. Look, it's a complicated flute. That's what I went with. Yeah, complicated flute. Okay, got it. Cool. Very cool. Anyway, moving on. Come on, OBS, you can do it. There we go. You can do it. You good, OBS. I never update you. You're stuck on like version 60 or something. No, version 30. What? Well, whatever. Don't update your utility software. Once it works, just keep it that way. Fuck every update. You don't need those. It's gonna break shit. I don't need that. I haven't updated OBS in like 3 years or something. There's no point. Wait, what's a cat do? I just need to record video and audio. That's it. Anyway, I was told we a short walk from the village, so it's got to be around here somewhere. I mean, short walk by whose standards? You know? What does that mean? What's short? For an immortal yokai, you know, a 40-hour walk might be short. You know? It's a matter of perspective. They wouldn't have lied about this sort of thing. Unless you... I'm pretty sure like half of the inhabitants of Gensokyo would just troll someone else just for the fuck of it. You know, I'm pretty sure they would. Sickly men. This doesn't seem to be right way at all. Maybe they really were full of it. But even if I wanted to turn back now, could I? At this point, I can't see a single landmark. Scanning across the path through the trees in front of me, all I can see is... Hello, Moko. Instinctively, I put my guard up to prepare to fight. You can't do shit against her. Whoa. It's fine. Look, I'm normal. Yokai then. She certainly looks human enough. Of course, this must be. Sorry, I was looking for the forest guide. You trying to get back to the village? No, I'm looking for Iante. The clinic. Is it urgent? Stupid question. Let's go. Oh, wait. I'm not in that much of a hurry. Plus, if you run off like that, how am I supposed to follow? That makes sense. Let's go at a reasonable pace then. We start walking through the woods again. At various junctures, the girl inspects one of the trees, then points us in a wildly different direction. One root snakes around much more than I'd like. Our route even. But it definitely feels like we're making progress. I swallow the last of my lozenges and follow along. Hey, you sure you aren't headed back to the village? You seem real beat. I must have got lost at some point. I heard it would be a short walk, so either that guy was the liar or I made a wrong turn somewhere. Probably a bit of both. It would be a short walk if you were given the right directions. What are you after anyway? If it's not urgent, I mean. I need to get a cure for this illness I've got. I heard there's a doctor here who can help, so I came all the way here looking. Came here from... Oh, well. The village, of course, yep. Yeah, that's it. All the way from the nearby village. Well, your Lily's trying to blend in, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not like that. Wait, what? Okay, then just skip something if you... Okay, it's deliberately skipping. I can't even read that. Interrupting here. Yeah, guess not. Well, it's not that serious either. It's the fatigue, the shortness of breath, the insomnia, problems with my teeth, everything wrong with my brain, my eyesight going to hell. I've never been able to just live my life. I get bedridden with a cold 2 or 3 times a year. I'm only just recovering from my last one. So you were desperate enough to come to Gensokyo to fix it all? Basically. If iron can restore me to a point where I don't have to make appointments with the doctor twice a week, then I want to try it. That's pretty risky. I know, but it's worth it to me. If the only way for me to really live my life is to reject reality and become part of fantasy, so be it. I mean, that's reasonable enough. It's easy to lose your eyesight in the outside world, isn't it? Yeah, I'm actively losing it right now. Sort of. I suppose. It's much less of a problem for me, though. You're never looking at objects close to you for any length of time, huh? And I always manage my screen time. Oh, they're getting ahead of us. Let's follow them quietly. We keep walking like this. 15 minutes pass. Half an hour. 45 minutes. I have no way of knowing, but that's what it feels like. Even with a guide, this walk really is taking forever. Are you sure you know the right way? How rude. It takes a while to get around even if you know the way. Don't you know what this place is? Well, sure. I just figured that even the path through the forest of the lost would stay the same. What's funny? Iante is in the forest close to the village, right? So this looks like the place, doesn't it? A lot of outsiders make assumptions like that. Is that not the case? Iante is in the bamboo forest of the lost. Isn't this the wrong forest? How should I know? Thinking I'm a forest guide was your own assumption. Oh. You never even asked for my name. Could it be? You think I look just like Fujiwara Namoko? Huh, you're not. Sorry, I've never done this before. But I have to cross that line sometime. This grudge of mine can't be satisfied with anything less than human blood, you see. Uh-oh. I turn around and start running. I don't know where I'm going. I'm not even more lost than before. This isn't the real forest of lost, so it shouldn't matter where I run. Or the bamboo one, whatever. I don't dare look back. I can hear the swift and violent crunching of leaves and sticks behind me, so I know she's close. Where do I hope to go? I'm more than an hour away from the village. Even if I go in a straight line, can I really escape from this creature? Damn this fatigue. I can't move anymore. I'd throw up if I had any fluid left in my body. I slump against the tree. That voice appears beside me in an instant, like it didn't exert itself at all. Akuro Sendo. Blood spilled in senseless combat, bodies fed to the machine of war. The hatred of those who died is sacrificed for some meaningless system. That's a Gashidokoro's nature. Gashidokoro. He died. Couldn't even read his final words. It really is dangerous around here. A cure for all disease is such a tempting treasure too. So there are lots of things that will be used to lure us to our deaths then. That seems to be so. Gensoka has no reason to give anything to outsiders. If there's anything to be obtained here, we can be sure it'll be guarded. Just like that. Do you regret coming here? I just think Gensoka keeps itself closed for a reason. Even if we're trying to move in, I'm worried about making demands of it. Can outsiders really have a place here? Yeah, you changed your mind. At first you didn't want to come with me, but here you are. I couldn't just leave you alone. You might have run off and mistaken a lesser yokai for an important human. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I'll leave translating the next grimoire to you, oh wise one. What, you... Okay, we got a save point even, okay. Good, thank you for reminding me to save. We're only 50 minutes, so we can continue. We can do at least one more. Do the chapter words. The flowers here remind me of how we met. You were floundering through the woods, if I recall correctly. As if you weren't just as lost. It was a very rare ingredient and it was tough to find. Indeed, in such cases it's more efficient to use several common ingredients. I have a lot to learn about trying to substitute dragon scales with charcoal, it seems. I mean, fundamentally it's just chemistry, it's composition. Like, there's only what, 250 odd elements in the universe, and you're not really gonna encounter most of them. You only really need like 50 or so to combine most things, you know? It's just a matter of combinations and the structures they have, stuff like that. You can also use durians if the element is the same. You're always tricking me into using strange ingredients. I can't resist, you're just too earnest. Okay, well I just love it as a bit of a... having fun, little... That was a while ago, huh? No, I still keep tricking you into blowing up your potions. God, she's a little cheeky little brat, then. Okay, she's fun. When we met, I mean. Ah, right. It took a while to find a way to get Tokyo. At the time, all I cared about was understanding my own ability, but now... Oh, speaking of that, shall we keep going? If you want to keep studying the dead, I'm happy to help. Alright, let's study more of the dead. I have taken the liberty of leaving some spider lilies at the grave we've already investigated. Let's see if there's another close by. Ah, here's one. That was quick. These graves sure are scattered about with no rhyme or reason, huh? Nameless again. They must have been in a hurry to bury them. As you said, this mist can't be good to stay in for too long. True. We shouldn't waste any more time. You ready to begin? Anytime. Nameless soul, share with me your final moments. Alright, let's investigate this dead person. Where is this place? You're in the world of magic, dude. Welcome, or dudette, I don't know. Or dudette. Dudette, or dude it. I don't know. Dude they? Oh, whatever. It can't be that far from home. Dude he. Dude she. Ah, okay, I'm gonna stop. I can't be that far from town, but it's as if I've left civilization behind completely. Yeah, that's what rural places are like. You go across a field and it's like, well, there's fuck all nothing over there at all. For miles. I was in the forest just a moment ago, but I can't see any sign of the woods I was just in. The trees here are far too sparse. Forward man. This can't be good. Hello? I call out into the night sky. There's no response. Something tells me that hearing a response wouldn't ease my fears though. I was struggling to find shelter as it is, but now the situation is a bit more dire. If I can find those woods again and go straight back the way I came... Dang it, where is this anyway? I can't find anything that looks like where I came from. Nothing for it but to head out into the wild. The ground is flat here. I can't see too well in this darkness, but I think it's a path. Then, if I follow it, I should eventually reach some kind of settlement. But can my body hold out that long? My worries well up again. I don't know how long this road is after all. I'll keep walking until... You'll have to do better than that. Oh no!
But I'm not beaten yet.
Are these fireworks? No, it's Danmaku. These people are floating in the air. Yeah, it's just fairy yokai. They're just hashing it out for a bit. The bursts of light that form around them spiral out into patterns.
Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Try and dodge this one.
I don't think I'll need to try at all. I'm mesmerized. Questions like where I am and how I can get home don't seem to matter anymore. I could ask either of them, but the lights blast against the ground, breaking me out of my daze. There's
someone there.
At this time of night, one of the floating figures touches down on the ground and starts walking towards me. Say, are you the kind of person I can... that's a silly question. You're definitely the kind of person I can take apart. I'm not entirely sure what she's saying, but I'm not going to stick around and let someone who can just fly just keep approaching me like this. I sprint down the path. As I do, I can hear her sprinting after me. The fairy from earlier floats next to the chase, giggling. I wouldn't have expected her to help out, but still. The steps behind me stop, and I'm certain she's levitating again. Rather than turn around and see if she's close or not, I try to pick up the pace. Up ahead I can see lights. That settlement I was looking for was close by after all. Daikichi Katsu. Inside! Quickly! A large man grabs my wrist and drags me forward. I look over and he's brandishing a sword in the other hand. I'm not sure where he's taking me, but it can't be more dangerous than this. Did I go back in time? These buildings look right out of the Edo period. Raw wood walls and paper windows, nakedly displaying the scars and wear of so many years. I knew the rural towns were different to the cities, but this... Daikichi Katsuya. Hardworking farmer. Okay, Daikichi Katsuya. The man grabs my hand and shakes it vigorously. Seeing my blank expression and lack of response, he continues. You must have come from outside, huh? The village is protected by the Hakurai. Yokai can't get you in here. Excuse me, I do not understand. Where is this? This is the only village in Gensokyo. It was sealed away from the outside world a long time ago. Must have sealed away all the yokai too, since outsiders seem to be confused by them. I don't get it at all. I see. This is a different world, I think. Do you want to return home? I have the choice to stay in this place. I don't know if I have anywhere else to go. And I have to admit, I'm curious. I want to leave, but I don't want to leave yet. I think. That's... Well, you must be hungry. You can stay with us for tonight and we'll figure out what to do tomorrow. This way, let's go home. I've hurried into one of the old wooden houses. It's got a cozy and rustic charm to it, even if I'm pretty sure the walls and floors really are made of paper. A dim light struggles to fill the room, candles or maybe oil lamps. Far from making it easier to see, I already feel half asleep. This Daikichi person introduced me to his wife, Okuni, and we all sit down for dinner. Rice and tempura vegetables. Outside this would be considered a rare treat. But now that I think about it, this is probably a meal cobbled together with whatever was available.
So you're from outside, huh?
Reliable and friendly cleaner Okuni Katsuya.
That must have been a frightening experience, but you're alright now.
I nod, a mouthful of eggplant preventing me from responding audibly. It's quite nice. I can't catch every word she's saying, but I think I get the gist. What was that? The girl from earlier? That's yokai. Yokai eat people. Stay in the village and we'll get you home soon. Yes. So I really was in immense danger back there. A yokai? If I had seen it for myself, I might have not have believed it. If Daikichi hadn't been there, then...
So we'll send him to the shrine to go back outside tomorrow?
Probably. The thing is, he doesn't seem to be in much of a hurry to leave.
You want to stay in Gensokyo?
I'm not sure, but maybe.
That's okay too. We'd be happy to have you. Well, he'll need a job though. He seems to know just a little bit of Japanese. Why not take him to the library? Couldn't hurt to learn a little more and better articulate your more complicated feelings.
That's a pretty good idea. How about it? Let's go to the library tomorrow. More studying. Yes, let's go. It's been a while since I ate a meal with a family like this. I might be able to get used to living here after all. Over time, I learned enough of the language to understand Okuni's instructions on how to do laundry. Then I could work for them while I lived there for a while. Eventually, I was able to move out and live in a house of my own. I still go to the library for lessons, but now I have a certain amount of independence. So I want to help you... Oh, that's his name, Yusuke Kimura. So I want to help you all achieve the same thing. Town hero from a distant land, Yusuke Kimura. This Outsiders Guild is a place where you can all practice reading and writing and talking to each other. You'll form bonds and acclimate in no time. I'll do my best.
I guess.
This is Gensokyo place. It's the pit of all forgotten things end up in. Ghosts that aren't real anymore, myths long disproven, even people like me who don't have a place in reality anymore. So I have to live here now, completely rejected by the modern world and stuck in the past. Yusuke is dragging me around everywhere, trying to get me to fit in. But in this world where magic is real again, there's only one thing I care about. Did you ever figure out what those lats are? Danmaku, right? I want to learn how to do it if I can. That's a pretty complicated thing to study. It takes a really long time to learn. I'm still not quite there yet.
I see.
Daikachi. Oh, are there any jobs available? Are there any jobs available I can send some of my students to? Sorry, I don't know of any right off the top of my head. That's alright. I'm just looking for a job so I can send this one to. He struggles a lot with Japanese, so I figure some real practice in the field would do some good. Well, it certainly did wonders for you. Tell you what, I'll see if Okuni is willing to share some of the laundry work. You do that? We still can't exactly afford a full-time employee, but if it's just for a little while, until your friend gets settled in, it should be fine. In the meantime, I hope you'll keep helping them find somewhere to work yourself. Of course. Thank you very much. Hear that? You might be getting a job. Don't be like that. This is a good opportunity.
Work doesn't have anything to do with Danmaku.
There will be time for that later.
How much later?
That's up to you. Build a solid foundation and move in properly, then you'll have plenty of time to study what you want. It takes a lot of work to learn the language and get established in the village properly, but if I can do it, so can you.
You know, the only reason you stayed here was because you got enamored by Danmaku too.
I get that, but there's an order to these things. Once you get a place to stay, we can both start throwing stuff at yokai, alright?
I'll keep it in mind.
It's good to have a goal in mind, so do your best so you can work towards it, okay?
Sure.
I'm sent to the Katsuya family's house for some laundry job. Apparently it's the same job Yusuke had for a while, so it was easy for me to slip into his old spot. But now that I'm here...
No, you can't bunch it up like that. It'll crease. Why do you have to unstitch and restitch the thing every time? Why can't you just, I don't know, wash it? Come on. Why do it this way? It's a very delicate garment. It's okay. Once you get used to the process, it's very easy. Here, look. Stretch the pieces over the numbered boards like so.
It's such a pain. No matter what I do, it always seems to be wrong in this place. There's no lenience at all. I mean, pay attention, do the job. There aren't any washing machines here, so I have to carefully pull out the stitches of all the kimonos and wash each part in the basin. Oken always yells at me that I'm using too much force or not enough. The amount of effort it takes to wear and wash these things. I'll stick with this shirt and these pants, thank you very much. Why do I have to do all this anyway? Studying and studying day after day. Working this laundry job just because Yusuke did. Why should I have to live Yusuke's life? Why do I have to live the same as every other villager? Forget a new opportunity to be free. I've traded that life for a stricter one. And after another few hours of this stupid job, I slump back inside. There's nowhere comfortable to take a seat, so the floor will have to do.
I don't think this is working.
Sorry, I'll see if I can get him a job somewhere else. The walls are paper thin, so I hear the news before Daikachi comes out to deliver it to me. He sits down next to me, and just like that, I let go. It takes him a few tries to say it in a way I fully grasp, of course. Of course it would end up like this. I don't have a strong enough grasp on the language to properly express my indignation. That's how it is, I'm afraid. I see. Thanks. The wages I'm given aren't a lot, but I can at least afford a meal or two. For how long though, I'm not sure. I head through the village until I come to a store. Hopefully this one will have something I can stomach. Can I get, is that rabbit? The rest of the food here is just, it's all oniony vegetables that are going to take so long to make into a meal. This store is no good either. I don't expect anywhere to have a normal steak or salad or anything like that, but I really took for granted how many ways there were to cook a meal in the outside world that didn't take at least half an hour. Is there like anywhere I can get an apple or something? The shopkeeper doesn't seem to get it. I just sigh and move on. It'll be ramen again tonight, I'm sure.
Ramen, huh? Sounds yummy right about now. I never did figure out the difference between ramen and pho. I'm not pronouncing that right, am I?
How should I know? I don't know Vietnamese.
True. I'm right there with you, though. I don't even know what my supposed homeland looks like, either.
I'm sure Warsaw doesn't look that different to Chicago or whatever.
Like you even know what Chicago looks like.
It's just an example. Unless you've been secretly flying out there yourself. I need a water break, apparently.
Well, okay. I guess neither of us have actually been to America.
Neither of us have been anywhere we're meant to have been, huh?
Guess that makes us perfect candidates for moving into Getsokyo.
Because we don't have anywhere else to go?
We don't have anything holding us back, do we?
Yeah, if we lose sight of this guy, or lack of knowledge might. Let's hurry after him. This sucks. I'm never going to be able to live here. Nothing I do is acceptable to them. Nothing here is acceptable to me either. I can't stand half the food. The language is miserable to learn. Nobody's even willing to meet me halfway and practice some English. Are you an American? Okay, that would explain everything. What else is there? Here I have a chance to do something striking. I could learn Danmaku, learn how to fight, and really feel accomplished for once. You're like a teenager. Before it gets too dark, I take a walk down the trail, just to clear my head and get away from the village for a while. Eventually, I notice something off the path. It's a small shed. I'm not entirely sure what it is, so I decide to take a closer look. It's a little shrine thing, GBD. It's not really large enough to store anything. It's just a small barn on some stilts. Kind of like a birdhouse if it was meant to attract chickens. Stuck on the front of it is some kind of statue. It's of a hunched and ragged old woman. I don't recognize her at all. This thing probably has important meaning that's lost on me. It's probably got more history than my entire family. The amount of knowledge I would need to grasp even the basics of it makes me exhausted just imagining it. Sat next to it, even more curiously, is some kind of doll, made out of porcelain and cloth, slumped against the steps of the shrine like some kind of offering. I don't understand this practice either. Maybe it would be better if I did just go back to the outside world. Hinagami. No. Hinagami.
Do you want to go home?
A raspy voice croaks out.
My apologies.
I thought even an outsider would be used to dealing with spirits. I'm the Hinagami of the shrine. I mean you no harm. As I thought, this must be a god everyone but me knows about. But if it's a god, maybe they'll have some good advice. I'm not sure if I want to go home or not. It's complicated. The youth today are in a lot of trouble if they consider a yes or no question complicated. If you want to go home, you need only ask them. Any of the human villages will be glad to send you back home. I could send you back too. I do hate it here, but the outside is so mind-numbingly dull. I never had much to live for out there. Drifting from place to place, never building up any skills I could be proud of. Here there's so much life and magic. The idea of fighting with Danmaku is the only thing keeping me going. I want to become strong like those yokai and the people fighting against them. I don't care about getting a job in the house in the village. What's the point of living here if it's doing the same things I was doing on the outside? Can you help me? Danmaku, that's all. I want to feel confident and good at something, and then just find it fascinating. If that's the case, then... I've been doing this for a few days now, going to the small shrine and leaving offerings in exchange for lessons. Danmaku is pretty tough, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. I can't actually do it yet, but I'm understanding the basics. That alone makes it worth it. Ah, there you are. What's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Do you mind if we walk for a bit? Fine. The guild is getting on my case already, it seems. They aren't the type to leave people alone anyway, but... I have to walk with this guy all the way to the canal. He invites me to take a seat with him on the bench, and social convention forces me to accept. Yusuke's been wondering where you've been. You haven't been showing up at the guild meetings. I've been busy. It's none of your business. Sure it is. We're all in this together. It's tough to get used to this place, so we've got to help each other out. And you don't think that help of yours might be hollow and superficial? What do you mean? Yusuke and the guild are trying to mold me into something I'm not. Yusuke and Soki will accept everything, but here I am getting rejected at every turn. Is this about the laundry job? Kind of. I don't see why I need to get boxed into all these rules. All I want to do is try out this Danmaku thing. Not be a good little 19th century roleplayer. It's not as if everyone accepts you to conform to every little thing. There's a bit of that, I'll admit, but it's like there are certain amounts of rules and regulations in place to keep people's individual freedoms from colliding with each other. Being a thief is illegal to preserve one's freedom to have enough food to eat. But if you want someone else's food that badly, then you can always become a thief. I don't follow. What I'm trying to say is that the village society is the strict box of laws you believe it is. Once you get a feel for how things work, you'll get a chance to do stuff you want to, and get the freedom to express your own self in harmony with what's already here. Yeah, maybe in a few years at this rate. I mean, a few years isn't that long. You're just a teenager. So far I haven't had any luck getting Yusuke to teach me much of anything. I've had to get the Hinagami of the shrine to show me Danmaku. The what? Hinagami, god of the shrine. There's that Shinto shrine down by the path, you know. Hinagami? That's not god, that's a yokai! The hell it is. It's got Gami in the name, doesn't it? Kami. You think... She'll give you what you want at the cost of your life force. Whatever. You shouldn't go to that shrine anymore, okay? I saw wrong about this too. This is really pissing me off. You just don't get it. If I wanted a normal life, I'd have gone home ages ago. Did nobody tell him that yokai leave traps like that outside the village? That's not good. I need to get to Yusuke. He ran off to Yokai's lair? Damn it, I'm going after him. But it's already getting dark. Daikichi. There's nothing I can do to persuade you not to go, huh? I know he's not the most pleasant person to be around. It's just that there's a lot he has to learn about. He's not used to it all yet. I don't want him to just die before he gets the chance. Yusuke! I know it's dangerous, but he can't have gone far. Fine, I'll help. Stick together and stay close to the village. Right. I'll go too then. He went out the west entrance, so if we follow the path... That'll be where his shrine is. Alright, let's hurry. We rush off feverishly. Calling out, we run desperately through the trail. The village starts getting smaller behind us. Just how far does this guy wander off? Did you feel this distance from the village and I ever noticed? I get the idea of dodging it all, but I want you to show me how to do this stuff. I want to have one of those spell cards of my own. Yes, you want more. Such is the desire of those who have forgotten the role of the gods. What do you mean? The gods need faith to survive, and in return, bless their subjects. It's a symbiotic relationship. However, you don't give your faith to anyone. Instead, you make demands and want to be given more and more. Sorry. Should I help build your reputation up a bit? The other villagers are calling you yokai. Well, that's true. But I'm a helpful yokai who gives you what you want. That's basically like a god, right? So if I get what I want, you really will start draining my life? Sure, sounds fun. Yusuke! Ah, thank goodness you're still alive. When I heard you were going to make some kind of yokai shrine, I was so worried. I can't believe nobody told you to stay away from a doll like that. That's so ingrained into daily life you don't even stop to consider it, I suppose. Then when somebody doesn't know anything shows up, you can just belittle him for not having this assumed knowledge. Ah, but I'm projecting. Let's not waste any more time. You said you were going to show me Danmaku, right? Go on and show me what you learned. You didn't. My life force is draining as we speak. If you don't want to go down with me, then start shooting. I said that a volley of shots. I can't explain how, but I think that old god or yokai or whatever unlocked something in me that lets me just do it. Every shot pulls something out from deep within. Like each shot is a full breath of air from my lungs, or a heartbeat that's now skipped. Why are you doing this? You could have had a decent life in the village and learned Danmaku anyway. Why let yourself get killed by a yokai like this? I want to live my life, not the one you carved out for me. Yusuke is on the ropes. He can move between the shots just fine, but you haven't been training very hard if that's all you can master. One shot at a time, please. Every now and then a single bullet flies by. It doesn't matter to me at all. This is barely a duel, just a solo dance with a particularly rowdy audience member. And so I continue my dance until my legs give out. Everything starts getting dark. Eventually all I can see are those dazzling lights floating through the darkness, glittering like stars in the night sky. Yusuke, are you alright? I saw shots and... so the Hinagami got to him after all. I'm sorry. Damn it. I couldn't stop him at all. All I could do was just send him off. I should have paid more attention. Of course he was going to run away. I swear, I'll look after the rest of the guild better than this. It's a learning experience. Sometimes the lesson is death, unfortunately. Gensokyo accepts everything. That is, everything can become a part of Gensokyo, but only if it becomes amalgamated. Rejecting Gensokyo means getting rejected in turn, it seems. Being accepted means changing completely to fit the mold. If we have to change so much to fit in and be accepted here, then is there truly nowhere we can belong, as we are now?
That may be true for those who live as humans. Yokai thrive on human fear and belief and faith. It only makes sense for humans to be persuaded to act a certain way. If they don't, the yokai will die out. The two of us were never very human to begin with.
Leaving the human side. That scares me even more. Alright. Fascinating. We're going to... Pause! Alright, unpause. We can continue now with the thing. Next encounter with the thing. Some kind of thing.
Sandwich?
It's lunch break. Excellent. I just had lunch. Well, dinner or supper? I don't even know. What's the difference between dinner and supper? Is it just American versus British or something? Whatever. Who cares? Maybe later.
Don't worry, it's kept fresh, thanks to my ability.
Preventing decay, huh?
It's very useful.
That would be super useful, yeah.
Of course I can't revert any existing decay. Wonder why?
It seems researching a strange ability is both of our reasons for studying magic.
Kind of. That's not really why I started, though. Did I never mention it before?
You did, but tell it again anyway.
When I was a kid, I went for a walk one evening. I can't remember where I was going, or what I was doing out so late.
But, I mean, kids just go out and do stuff, it doesn't really matter.
I looked up past the tops of the buildings into the clear night sky. I looked up at the moon and felt the entire universe collapse around me. Like I could fall backwards and become engulfed in everything that is and was and ever will be. Like I could feel the entire scale of reality and how infinitely small I was. As though if I stood there long enough, I might just disappear. You know exactly what that feeling is.
Vertigo.
Exhilaration. I became obsessed. I had to know how to become a part of the cosmos. How to feel all of creation move through me, how it was all constructed.
I've never known anyone with so much passion before I met you. At first I just wanted to make the most of this ability to witness death. Magic was just a means to an end. Looking at your notes really opened up a whole new world to me.
My zeal is infectious.
It really is. I hope I can figure out some more magic of my own someday.
Let's go study together another instant then.
Is that what you're calling them?
It wouldn't be very respectful to say, let's go watch another death or something like that.
Perhaps. But it doesn't change the fact that we are, in fact, intruding on the memory of a person's death.
Being an outsider to Ginsoke makes one an intruder to begin with. You may be right, but we shouldn't let this fact bother us.
I like her attitude. She wanders off into Muenzuka again, leaving me to follow. It takes some time, but eventually. Here, this one should do.
I do feel bad for the people buried here, though. When junk falls into Muenzuka from outside, it just piles up on top of the graves.
It's becoming a little difficult to find them. I suppose not many people come out here to leave flowers. In that case, maybe it's good for us to intrude after all.
Very true. Care to do the honors?
Ready if you are. Nameless soul, share with me your final moments. Alright, third story. Is it gonna be the rule of 3? It's an old guy with a beard.
Yes, this must be the place. Let's see. The village should be in this direction.
I've penetrated the barrier and made it to Ginsoku. It was a remarkably simple process once I discovered the means. The village gates are... The village doesn't have a gate. It really is very rudimentary. Just installing a power grid seems like it would be enough. Of course, that opens up a lot of industry that I might not be able to completely control. It's so difficult to make enough money in the outside world. Here though, I can make it to the other side of the wealth gap no problem. I'll have to give up a lot of my modern comforts, but I'm sure I can bring some here and start rolling it in. First things first, I need a place to stay and somewhere to build my base of operations. From there, I can start reinventing the battery.
Excuse me, miss. I was wondering if you knew anywhere I might be able to spend the night.
Yes.
Hello, Cody again.
I suppose you can use our house as well.
As well?
Our village has become a popular tourist spot, it would seem. But never mind that.
She looks tired. The house provides more protection from the elements than I would have thought. Not much more, but it's comfortable enough. The meal was quite nice as well.
Thanks very much for the meal.
That's quite alright.
Apologies if I'm overstepping, but you mentioned as well earlier. But I don't see anyone else here.
Sorry about that. It's just some stress coming out, I suppose. It's more like our residence has had people cycling in and out for a while now. People stay the night, then leave. They get sent home.
They don't stay in Ginsoku.
It's far too dangerous here for that. There's a Gashidokuro lurking around outside the village, you know. If it weren't for that thing, I'd have less space to rent out.
I'll be careful.
Sorry for mentioning something so scary before bed.
That's alright. I know how it is. Good night, miss.
Rest well.
Next morning, I head out bright and early. I have to keep looking for somewhere to make money. The village is larger than I would have expected. It would certainly be more appropriate to call it a town than a village. In my wandering, I found a small shop that seems to be a library. For finding untapped market potential, this probably isn't the ideal spot. But seeing what Gensokyo values and what it's missing, that may help me figure out the best technology to bring over. After all, there's no point inventing something if someone else can improve on it and break my monopoly. Welcome. An old woman's hoarse but calm voice echoes through the small, half-empty library. It's not often we get visitors.
Really? I'd heard the village was popular with tourists.
And how many tourists do you know who go sightseeing at the library?
That's fair. I just wanted to do some research about the area. Actually, I was wondering if you knew where the Scarlet Devil Mansion is.
Oh boy, oh dude. Okay, that's a dangerous idea. Oh, do I look like a devil to you?
No. I just thought as a librarian you might know some.
It's alright. I've been called a little devil in my time. It's nice to relive that for just a moment. But the Scarlet Devil Mansion... What in the world could you want with such a place?
I was hoping to meet some of other Westerners and, well, get along with them.
Truthfully, I'm after a lot of money. Rich Westerners are people I should try to get ingratiated with. Yeah, good luck with that. I see. Well, there used to be a guild for that very purpose. Never mind. You're looking for the Misty Lake, then?
Yes, I'd heard it was somewhere near there.
Misty Lake is to the north, but I warn you, you must be prepared for disappointment.
She's very serious all of a sudden.
I'm a little taken aback given how kindly her demeanor was just a moment ago. Just how old is the information you found about Gensokyo?
I'm not sure. This is all just data from Gensokyo Chronicle and the various reports from people who found their way inside over the years.
Nothing you know to be recent, then?
I don't think so. The most recent document I have is a single man's diary from maybe a few years ago now.
Well, if you're headed out to Misty Lake, I had best accompany you. It's dangerous to go alone, and if you did, you'd be out there a long time, I'm sure. Come on, let's take a walk. We call it Misty Lake, but it hasn't had a lot of mist lately. It gets much mistier than this, I assure you.
So, the Scarlet Devil Mansion is...
It is indeed by the shore of the lake.
I don't see it anywhere.
And you never will. There, the empty space between those trees. That used to be where the mansion stayed.
It used to be.
And the Scarlet Devil Mansion is no longer here. 10 years ago, someone very precious to them was forced to part from the residence. After that, they could no longer stand to remain in this world that reminded them so much of her. Sakuya Izayoi, the perfect and elegant maid, remained human until the very end. And her humanity changed the hearts of those devils.
I see.
It's not here? What the hell do you mean it's not here?
Hey, keep it down. If they hear you, we won't get an accurate depiction of events.
How am I supposed to just ignore that? The library, everything I worked towards, gone.
Were you close with them?
I miss them terribly. But when you get to my age, the number of people whose absences leave a hole in your heart, well, that's the way it is, I'm afraid. We mustn't dwell on these things. Come, let's head back to the village. It may be hard to adapt to a new environment, but we're already very fluent, so I'm sure you'll be just fine.
Thanks.
Sorry to disappoint you so much.
No, that's alright. Sorry for making you walk all the way up there.
I appreciate the concern, but a little walk does me good.
The shop stalls are nearly barren. There's barely anyone wandering the streets. No wonder the residents of the mansion packed up and left. That's not why. Is there a famine going on or something?
Forget being on the right side of the wealth gap. Can I even make enough money to live? Is it impossible to become rich here too? Then, is it truly impossible everywhere I go? Nah, you can totally become rich. You just have to not have any morality and also be born into wealth. That's the key. Be born rich and also have no morals at all. Be willing to fuck over other people easily. That's how you get rich, basically. Sometimes the exceptions are where you do honest work and get lucky, but like getting lucky is also not an option, really. You can't rely on getting lucky. Anyway.
It's not just the mansion. Lots of people have left. The barrier has become worn, and it's difficult for those who rely on faith to endure. Yokai are so much more bloodthirsty than they were back in my day. Gods so much more spiteful. Perhaps I shouldn't be so forthcoming with this information, but you did read the Gensokyo Chronicle, so... well, it will be good to have you around in any case.
Is this it then? Forget being rich here. There's nothing left.
No, this won't do.
I'm back at the lake. It's supposed to be on the shoreline, so if I just walk around the entire perimeter, I'll find it. There's a cracking noise and some shuffling. I whip around frantically.
Someone there?
Ah, whoa. It's okay, I'm normal, see?
She certainly looks normal, but what's somebody doing out at the lake this late? I'm certainly suspicious in that regard too, but surely the people here would know better. Alas.
I'll take your word for it. Just stay over there, if you'd please.
Hmm?
You may look like an ordinary human, but so do most yokai. I don't mean to cast assumptions, but it's better for both of us to be cautious of the other.
Fair enough.
A sharp stabbing pain grips my side. I glance down.
What the?
A severed hand is jabbed into my abdomen.
You didn't really think keeping your distance would keep you safe, did you? Where the hell do you think you are?
The hand tightens its grip and digs into my flesh. Its fingers snake around my rib and take hold. The pain is excruciating. I don't even dare touch the hand. By its strength, I don't think I could pull it out if I tried. Even collapsing to the ground is impossible. Something bright flashes in front of me, and the hand melts into dust. Oh, hello, you
Are you alright? What?
You again.
Some man with a sword just showed up. All things considered, I guess he's on my side. He puts his arm between me and the girl.
I finally found you.
You're certainly persistent, if nothing else. How many yokai have you slain just to get close to me?
Dunno. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one yokai I need to kill.
Without loosening his grip on his sword, he turns back to me. His face looks exhausted and he's covered in cuts and bruises.
You need to run. Hurry! But what about you? You're not going to fight this thing, are you? I was never really good at helping people. My life never had much meaning to begin with. If I can spend it getting one person 1 inch away from these damn yokai, I'll consider that well spent. Now get going!
Don't think I can move. He looks down at my wound and grimaces.
Can I really do nothing right? What?
Nothing, just stay out of the way.
I promise I'll patch you up if I make it out alive. If not, thanks for leading me to this monster. It won't harm anyone again. Blast the Gashadokuro. It's time we end this.
Wretched grandstander. It seems our fates are intertwined.
I'll pour you to the rest this time, lingering spirit.
I'll bear you this time, sanctimonious tryhard.
I stagger back as the dark forest explodes with light. I struggle to even see the two of them in the middle of the ensuing chaos. The man with the sword is slowly closing the distance, diving into this barrage of blinding light. All for my sake? The only thing I ever wanted was to be richer than anyone else. I only ever wanted to have a cushy life and feel like I'd earned it. Even for someone like me, this samurai is willing to risk his own life fighting horrors I could never have imagined. But he can't dodge it all. He's parrying some of the shots, responding with wild and spectacular volleys of his own, but he's taking hits. What should I do? I'm already at death's door. I pick up a small rock. If all I could do is get in the way, I can at least cause problems for this yokai girl. The trajectory of the blast is such that they become more sparse behind each of the two combatants. I sneak up as fast as I can, which ends up being slow enough to remain unnoticed. The yokai girl is slipping between a gap in the shots. It must be taking a lot for her to concentrate on where the next gap is going to be. I take aim and throw it at her head. She whips around to look at me, and in that instant, the samurai leaps out and slashes at the girl. Split vertically in half, she falls out of the sky. But not before one final blast of light goes off, exploding all around the samurai at point-blank range. The samurai falls to his knees, clutching his sword that's now stabbed into the ground. His clothes are charred and smoldering. It's finally over. He doesn't move after that. I slump against the tree. It's going to take a little bit to bleed out. Nobody's going to find me out here either. The only thing I can do is look up at the stars. It's a cold night. I'm filled with terror, but all my senses are getting weaker, less clear. After a while, it doesn't feel so bad anymore.
Too late again. Even Yusuke. How many more must both sides lose? No. Are there even sides anymore?
Kuro said, oh wait.
I won't rest. Not until my grudge.
Oh wait, no, who's...
I've had enough of this. You will rest. Miss Akre, if you would.
Oh wait, no, that was the thing, that whatever.
I will bury these two myself.
Well,
are you feeling okay? If there's no Scarlet Devil Mansion, what's the point? That entire library, gone. I was going to study under Patchouli knowledge, but now what? Are you giving up the life in front of you in favor of some dream? We're studying magic together right now, building an everyday life for ourselves. If there's no grand library, we'll build one ourselves. Wasn't that the melodramatic and hopelessly optimistic claim that brought you here in the first place? I suppose. It might have been a little presumptuous to expect to live in the mansion anyway. I just heard so many stories about those magicians. The tangle of their lives, the glory of their successes. I wanted to be a part of that, and insert myself into their circle. You may be right. The Scarlet Devil Mansion would probably reject me anyway. Surely the perfect and elegant maid has her own ways to prevent decay. I'd much rather keep studying with you.
aw. Alright, I feel like we're... the final bit, right? Feels like it.
You've been quiet for a while. Yeah. I just wonder if we're too late. Gensoku used to be a thriving nexus of magic. A real exchange of ideas and a place for magicians to grow. If they're gone, then... If there are no magicians left in Gensokyo, then we'll be the last two. You want to keep studying? If we keep going, we're sure to find a way forward. Maybe there's another library, or maybe even a magician you've never heard of yet. But if we just throw ourselves into Gensokyo, we'll be floundering around looking for them. Yes, you're right. Let's find another marker and take a look at the warnings these poor souls left behind. That's the spirit. It's a good thing all these graves have been close by. If we have to go much deeper into Manzuka than this, we might end up lost. There really isn't much of a path, come to think of it. When we're ready to get into Gensokyo, will we be able to find a way there? I'm sure you'll think of something. I'll be relying on you to help at least. Here's one. Let's go, go, go. Nameless soul, share with me your final moments. Put your back into it. You're one to talk.
Oh, we're back in the past now. You want to go home?
Yeah. The guild has been good to me, but I think it's time I get going.
Are you sure you want to go home?
You've been here for a few weeks now. If you wanted to leave, why did you wait so long? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, I'm just curious. I guess it's alright. At first I thought staying in Gensokyo might be alright. I just couldn't handle the stress of working in the outside world. But the thought of dying here is even worse. It might be hectic out there, but at least it's safe.
I know what you mean. There might not be any man-eating yokai out there, but it takes so much more out of you just to stay afloat. The work is hard and unfulfilling, the system is so convoluted, and the people so cold and unforgiving. But just because things are simpler here doesn't mean they're better for everybody. You might find a better balance back in the outside world. If that's your decision, I'll support it. And so we're out on our way to the Hakurei Shrine. As the guardian of the barrier, they are the only ones capable of sending someone back to the outside world. As long as we can hurry there before the sun goes down, I can make it back to my world safely. But this raid is, not a good omen. Are you looking forward to being back?
In the outside world, you mean? Well, I don't know. Staying or leaving, neither option really sounds promising. I don't know how I'm going to live when I get back. I'm honestly really scared.
So Yusuke's still around, huh?
Naturally. We can't expect these graves to have all been made in chronological order.
I see. So you're saying this must have happened before he died?
That would make logical sense, yes.
Watch out! He pulls out his sword and hurries me along. Blasts of light flash behind me, and horrible skittering noises ring out across the evening air. It shouldn't be dark yet, but...
Wait up! Is it this late already?
No time! The shrine's just up ahead! Get going! This massive flight of stairs is arduous, but I have to keep going. I scramble up the steps, not knowing if or when they'll ever end. I slump against the steps of the shrine. I'm completely drenched. The raid clearing up doesn't offer any relief. There's not enough light left to dry me out. When I catch my breath, I walk back over to the gate. I don't dare look down at the steps.
Yusuke?
I'm here. He looks exhausted, trudging up the steps one at a time. Holding back just one yokai really took a lot out of him. We'll be safe here. Excuse me, Miss Hakurei?
Oh, Reina Hakurei, what word?
Oh, it's rare to see you all the way out here.
Novice servant of the gods, Reina Hakurei.
Did you need protection from yokai after all?
Maybe I do.
What? That's not Reimu.
Why would it be? If the Scarlet Devil Mansion is gone, then some time must have passed. It's unlikely that any of the people in those scrolls are still around.
Then, even the other witches?
It's best not to rely on that version of the Gensokyo Chronicle. We came here to find other witches, right?
Perhaps you're right. There will surely be other witches not written about in the Chronicle for us to be meet.
Maybe. Now keep it down before they notice us.
So, you want to go back to the outside world?
Yes. I heard this can be arranged, right?
Well, the short answer is yes, but the stability of the barrier and the balance of Gensokyo makes it somewhat difficult. People fall into Gensokyo as a means for it to sustain itself, you see. I'll spare you the details, but basically, if someone were to leave Gensokyo, it would create a vacuum. Nothing dangerous, just a hole in the system where someone was supposed to be.
What does that mean?
Essentially, it means that if I were to get you home, someone else would fall into Gensokyo in exchange. There's no way for me to choose who to switch you for, since it's not a real swap. It's just that someone will inevitably be taken soon after you to replace you.
That's harsh. Why would it work that way?
I'm not sure. I never really learned why Gensokyo works the way it does. The only thing I know is how to keep it alive.
Working at the shrine is all Rain has ever known. If she ever had anyone to explain things to her, she doesn't have any memory of it.
Thank you, Yusuke.
I wasn't aware of this stipulation. Just going home would be fine, but I don't know if I could live with myself if someone else were dragged here because I left. And yet, I excuse myself for a minute and walk around the shrine grounds a little. It's getting late, so even if I decide to go back, I'm running out of time to get back to the city. There's not much time left to make a decision. I pull out a diary and start writing in it, hoping that by reflecting on everything that's happened to me, I might find some closure or a reason to stay. What are you writing?
I've kept a journal the past few weeks, just to remind myself about Gensokyo. I might be leaving, but I don't want to forget everyone here.
You've made your decision, then.
I know it might be selfish, but I want to go back to the outside world. Whoever gets pulled into Gensokyo after me, I'm sure you'll both look after them, right?
Of course. You can count on us.
Alright, I'll take you home.
Ready to begin some kind of chat. Already I can feel the world change around me. I slip through the fabric of the world and
there you have it.
not as flashy as I would have expected.
It's like waking up from a dream. Not enough time for it to be fancy. That man's replacement should be arriving shortly.
Here? Already?
The barrier is not necessarily at its weakest here, but it is the place closest to the idea of a gate. If anyone falls into Gensokyo from the outside world, they should be around here somewhere.
Really? I've never heard of this.
No?
I arrived on the trail close to the village. Everyone in the guild seems to have come from the forest near there.
That's concerning. Why would we be getting thinner there?
Should we start looking near the village?
It seems like our search radius has widened quite a bit. I don't want to leave you alone, but we might have to split up.
Well, even if you fly me there, I'd probably just slow you down. I'll look around here and you head out to the trail.
Alright.
Curious about Hello Bob the Builder. Where is this place? The sky is really clear. How far out in the woods is this? How'd I even get here? Wasn't I just in...
Oh, there's one.
Floating down from the treetops is a person? She's holding what looks like a dead bird. Is it half-eaten?
People never come out at night anymore. Still, you have to be patient just in case. Nice to meet you. I'm Trish. Let's be friends.
I'm no yokai of rotten decay, Trish Sandrift. She leaps out at me and I flinch back. I'm bowled over and pinned to the ground. I struggle to break free, but it's no use. Whoa, that's awesome. How'd you learn how to do that?
What? I thought you'd be more...
Flashes of light fill the night sky. Whoever that girl was, she flees into the night. I pick myself off the ground.
Just as he said, it seems this is the new entrance point. One of them, at least. Are you alright?
Yeah, I think. Some kind of shaman holds out her hand. I don't fancy my chances of survival are very high alone. So I take it. We head back to the Hakure Shrine, I think it's called. It took a lot of explaining, but I think I get it. I've been trapped in a place called Gensokyo. Monsters and other creatures end up here, so it's dangerous. I can leave if I trade places with someone else, but...
Here, hold on to this.
What is it?
It's an amulet of protection. It should keep you safe for a little while. Think of it like a barrier that repels yokai. Please come to the shrine as often as you can to get it renewed.
A real protective amulet. Somehow I get the feeling that I might really work. Work against creatures stranger and more powerful than anything I know. I always thought the world was so limited. There is a correct way to do things, and everything else is meaningless. The world is so small now. It's shallow. Meeting a real yokai flipped everything I knew on its head. For tonight, I'm allowed to sleep in the shrine. I can't get any sleep at all, though. It's all too exciting. The next morning, I'm ushered into the village. I'm a little nervous about how antiquated it is. A little charmed, though. It seems there are a few people from the outside world here. Knowing I'm not alone does a lot to ease my worries. The idea of living here isn't too bad at all.
Welcome to the guild.
I'll do my best to fight against the yokai. Easy now, I'll ask around and see if I can get you a job. Yusuke, can you teach me to fight? That's a bit of a loaded question.
We had some issues in the past with people who want to fight yokai.
I mean, why do you want to fight yokai in the first place? Please don't say just because you think it looks fun. Okay, I won't.
Sheesh.
It's just, you've seen how dull it is out there. It's like the world is a solved equation. There's mystery here. These yokai are fascinating, but the only way I'll ever get a good look at them is if I'm strong enough to.
So it's not about fighting as so much as knowing about them?
I suppose so.
There's a decent library right by the canal. Why not try studying for a little while?
That's not a bad idea. Well, you go and study hard, okay? In the meantime, I'm going to spend the day asking around about work.
Me too.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I spent hours at the library studying yokai, and I need to spend a few seconds drinking my water. Because it's important. Remember to drink your water. Talking for half an hour without basically stopping is not very good for your throat. I even borrow a couple of books to help me in the field. Reina is the protector of Ginsokyo. Yusuke is the hero of the village. Both have massive amounts of training under their belts. If I want to catch up, I need something else. I need to understand how these yokai operate intrinsically. Naturally, then, I'm out here in the woods to get a first-hand account of them. I'm sure that they'd be mad if they find out I was here, but I don't have anything going for me outside. Already on my third breakup, fresh out of a fifth job. If I have the chance to protect people just like Reina and this Yusuke guy, I want to try it. I want to try it to be something. There it is. Up in the trees, still eating. But now that I'm here, how am I meant to study it? I'm not about to climb up there. I hide down behind the tree and look through the field guide I got from the library. It's not indexed or anything, so I just have to flick through it until I find the type of yokai that lives in trees, I guess. Oh, hey. Shh. There's yokai in that tree. I'm trying to research it to get a better idea of how to fight.
Why on earth would you want to try and fight a yokai?
Well, you said you were going to teach me.
You also said you were going to ask around in the village for a job for me today. Did I now?
Bob the Builder, you're already fucked. So, who are you really then?
That didn't last very long. What the?
She just can't seem to get close. Is it because of the protective amulet? I might not get another chance like this. While the yokai is still stunned from the shock, I book it back to the village. I think I get it now. The Hakurai Shrine is the protector of humanity for a reason. There's nothing I can do that the gods can't do better. It's better to rely on them from now on.
Who cares about the power of the gods? You can only use it to serve others. If a car is freedom, it's like being given a company car you can only use to go to work.
Hardly very liberating. Oh, but speaking of which, look at where he's going.
We'd better hurry, catch up to him.
Outsiders do so much running around when they get here.
Some time has passed since that encounter. After that, I've fully taken to village life. I owe too much to the Hakurai Shrine and its gods. I've started up a taxi service in the village. My cart rides up the trail to the shrine at fixed intervals. Hopefully this will bring in more donations and followers. This cab has been fantastic for learning about Gensokyo and its residents. Various yokai attack and are repelled by the Hakurai's charms. Those same people regularly travel to the shrine to get them renewed. I meet so many people who love to tell their life story to whoever will listen. One day, I set out to the shrine to get a new amulet made myself. I need to get a steady supply of them to keep the cab safe after all. But that's weird.
The cart is missing. Did somebody steal it?
Man, this is a real pain.
What's up?
Somebody stole my cart.
Isn't that it over there?
Just outside the village. There's my cart. Sitting at the roadside before it starts moving.
Damn it, I'm going after it.
Stop!
Stop, thief!
We chase after the cart. For some reason, the thief is veering off the path and going in some strange direction. I don't remember the cart being able to go this fast on this uneven terrain, no less.
Even going as fast as we can, it remains just barely out of reach. Finally, it begins to slow down. The rider must be getting tired. Alright, that's enough of this. I storm over to the driver's seat to get a good look at the thief. It's empty. There's nobody driving it.
Did you catch them?
There's nobody in there. It's been driving itself. A little ball of fire floats out from under the cart and into the hand of my partner. Several more seem to float around and disappear into the sky.
Hey now, at least give me credit for all my hard work.
You were.
Your friend is at home taking a rest before work tomorrow. He's fine. It's so lovely of you to provide the service for the Hakure Shrine. Thanks to you, the people don't fear the yokai on the trail anymore. Unfortunately, that breaks quite a few rules. So it seems that the taxi driver is tempted by the creatures of the night. The outsider didn't know better and tried to become a yokai. That seems like a fine story. If I disguise myself as the taxi driver and attack the passengers, that will be going too far.
Why are you doing this?
Gensokyo's balance is delicate, and you've been tipping it to one side quite severely. I'd like to say it's nothing personal, but you've been dodging my grasp for some time now.
Way. Oh.
It's difficult to stay on top of every practice, but it's good that faith can still exist in Gensokyo. Even temporarily, a protection like that is amazingly useful. Yes, it's good that the gods can continue getting everything they want. Who cares about the Gensokyo the gods loved? What about the Gensokyo that I loved, huh? Alright, easy now. It's all still here, right? The magic and mystery and all that. The people you want to meet might not be here, but everything you said you wanted is here. Not everything. You always were a little dishonest about what you really want. This is why I didn't want you to come with you. Like, come on, get over the Scarlet Devil Mansion already. But now that I'm here and I've seen it, I could stay here and watch over Gensokyo with you forever. Really? Ha! Splendid! Well, it seems like we're stuck in here forever, so yeah. It must be a good thing that I feel that way. Is someone there? Someone sneaking around Munzuka? Now, who would do a thing like that? Should we approach? For someone to come all the way out here, they're probably some type of yokai. Or a yokai like human. In which case it would be fine to say hello. Hello. Ah. Hello. What brings you out here? Oh, all the barriers and boundaries intersect at this place. Lots of things fall in here from outside. Then, are you looking for interesting items? Not exactly. I've been at this for a while now, and I'm getting tired. Why don't we rest a little? I'm quite curious about you two as well. Oh. This feels very... I have to admit, I'm a little worried looking for another grave while this person's hanging around. Let's ask if she knows anyone who died in the Forest of Magic. What? If there are any magicians left there, maybe one of the spirits will have seen them. That might not be a bad idea. I can't trust her. Anyone coming out here surely wouldn't be human. But I haven't seen much reason to suspect her of anything from what we've seen. This librarian person could certainly lie and lead us astray. It's unlikely, but it's impossible for the dead to lie. Therefore, if we're going to continue researching Gensokyo, this is probably our safest option. Alright, well, I'll keep an eye out for her while you look for another grave. It seems like we're already seen most of these. Do we have to go in a bit deeper? Doesn't look like we have much choice. What are we going to do if we've already seen them all? If there are no graves left? That should be impossible, surely. We haven't been here for very long. Maybe we're passing over things that don't look like graves. I'm surprised you would be able to overlook them. You can detect what counts as a marker after all. Oh, here's one. Have you got your bearings? I think I can see the path we came from. I'll leave the accordion here to mark it.
You've been carrying that the whole time?
Not the whole time. I put it down every so often, like just now.
Well, if you're all ready to go,
I am.
nameless soul, share with me your final moments. This dense forest. Without the moon overhead, it would be difficult to tell whether it's day or night. And this poison-smelling miasma, lightly covering everything in an almost imperceptible haze. This is the Forest of Magic, alright. The map I found isn't lying after all. All I have to do now is continue my search for the place I'm looking for. I approach a figure walking down the path in the opposite direction. Embodiment of 100 grudges, Kuro Sendo. What are you?
You're not human, are you?
What? Why would you think that?
I'm looking to become a magician. If you're not human, I was wondering if you could help me.
She grabs a hold of my collar.
What gives? I'm on your side.
Becoming a yokai, abandoning your humanity, that's not something someone can just do.
I know, but I want to try. I've had enough of being human.
You think being a yokai is any better? You think you have what it takes? I could kill you, you know. I should.
She throws me back with a surprising amount of force.
Get the hell out of here. The village is back the way you came.
I'm a little stunned. Why would someone like this spare me? For that matter, what type of yokai is this anyway? Not a magician by the looks of it.
What are you standing around for? You want to end up like that guy from the village? Get lost.
Whoever that was, she ran off into the woods. I should be glad to be alive, but I'm mostly just annoyed that she wasn't any help. I keep wandering through the woods. Thankfully, the trip is uneventful. If it were up to me, I'd have arrived while it was light out. Unfortunately, the exact distances I had to walk to get here were a little fuzzy. Finally, I arrive at what looks like a house. It looks pretty old and worn down. This house. Would a witch really live here? If what was written in the journal is accurate, then...
Is someone there?
Ah, hello. I'm an aspiring magician of sorts. I was looking to further my studies if I could.
A magician? Well, I hope that works out for you. I'm a little busy at the moment, if you don't mind.
What's wrong? Well, this is a chance for me to help out, right?
Right. I'm looking for something very important. I can't possibly live without it, so don't have time to waste.
Well, I've never been without my phone, so I get it. Although I suppose for a magician it would be something more useful to the craft. What is it? Maybe I can help look.
It's my heart.
Literally, not metaphorically. Somebody from the village made off with it.
You read my mind, huh? Do you want a hand looking for it?
You do that?
You're definitely some type of yokai, but I'm trying to become a yokai as well. So once we find it, maybe you could show me how. It's getting pretty dark, but we scour the forest floor as hard as we can. I pull out a light and...
I thought you were a magician.
Oh, this? I can't do any magic yet. I'll cast a fire spell as soon as I learn how, I promise.
Definitely more of an aspiring magician then.
Yes, it's a goal I haven't been able to chase until now. Then I read that man's journal and found about Gensokyo.
A journal?
It seems there was a man who fell into Gensokyo a while back. The notes he took were quite extensive.
This one seems like a kindred spirit.
It's not quite how we met, but it reminds me a bit of those early days.
You could do more magic than this guy, though, even back then.
Are you sure?
Oh, this might be it.
Really? Let me see.
The girl kneels down and picks up what looks almost like a fruit. A deep red shape that fits neatly into her hand.
Ah, yes, this is it. Thanks a bunch. All that searching without having this has really tired me out. Help me out some more by letting me eat you, okay?
What? I thought you were some kind of witch. Maybe a Satori. There's no reason for you to attack people.
And how do you know that? You think just because you've studied a little, you know exactly what kind of yokai exist? I'm none of those things.
She grabs my arm, digging her claws into my skin.
You should have studied magic on your own before throwing yourself into the deep end and expecting someone else to do it all for you.
That doesn't make any sense. I slowly open my eyes. Where I expected to fall to the ground and get torn into pieces, there's nothing. The whatever kind of yokai this was lies on the ground in pieces. Standing over the body is some man with a sword. Are you alright?
Yeah, I think so.
It's dangerous out here. Let's go back to the village now. What in the world were you doing out there? You're not trying to become a yokai or something, right?
No. I just lost.
If you say so. Sorry, I can't do much for you. Humans all have to stick together, so if you ask around, I'm sure you'll find somewhere to stay.
Sure, but, isn't there a place for outsiders to go to get help?
And where did you hear about that? Well, there used to be a place like that. Not anymore. I've got to get back out there for more training, so best of luck to you.
Right.
See you then. This Yusuke person drags me back to the village. I thought I knew what I was doing, but it seems my knowledge is limited. With nowhere else to go, I check into the hotel.
Thanks for letting me stay here at such short notice. It's quite alright. I appreciate the company.
Is there anyone else here?
There was. Well, our other guest is sick at the moment and not much for conversation. I'm going to check up on him. Let me know if you need anything.
Alright, thanks. I spend a few days at the hotel like this. Moving from odd job to odd job, spending my evenings revising what I know. Gensokyo is full of magical creatures. Among them are magicians, a type of yokai with immense power. This is the easiest type for a person to become. But the road is a difficult one, and magicians themselves are unlikely to be very good teachers. Yeah. Despite this, there are two named in this chronicle that are more receptive to humans. I ask around the village about them from time to time, but it seems the names don't ring any bells. The recent records I got from that diary don't mention them either. After another long day of fruitless searching, I go back to the hotel to rest.
Sorry to bother you. Oh, you're alright? You looked a bit off coming in today.
Yeah. Just a bit exhausted lately. Gotta rest up early to find more work tomorrow.
Alright then. I was just a bit worried you might have caught something.
Oh no, nothing like that.
Good night then. Let me know if you find a place to stay.
At some point, I'm going to have to leave this place. I can only stay here for so long before I wear out my welcome. I scratch at the wound I got from that yokai that's still healing. It's scabbed over, but the whole thing disintegrates into powder as I scratch it. The wound is open again. I'm starting to get bruises as well. These bruises get dry and then the skin falls away. It heals as usual, covering up the exact spot that was gone. But then those same spots bruise again, and the cycle continues. Eventually, there are chunks taken out of my body. Rather than healing, it's as if I'm being eaten alive by some animal. If it's like this after less than a week, then I have to do something about this now.
What the hell is going on?
I came to Gensokyo to become a magician, to become a yokai, to abandon my weak humanity and live on as something more. I won't die from something like this. I head back to the yokai's house in the Forest of Magic. Hopefully she didn't throw out the things that belonged to the magician living there out originally. I rifle through the books and journals the second I get through the door. The house is built like one from a fairy tale. Walls built from some pristine material that invoke an atmosphere of comfort and elegance. Yet the books and notes strewn around make it look like a trash heap. I flick through one dog-eared book, then a makeshift pile of loose notes stuck together, desperately searching. Abandoned worms. I need to find this phrase buried in the documents left behind by this unknown wizard. This will remove my ability to get sick, thus curing this disease. Then I'm halfway to become a yokai. Here it is, finally! The ingredients and methodology for the spell are all listed here. It takes a couple of days gathering the materials. There are certain times in celestial events I have to wait for. I'm not sure I'll complete it in time. Someone's here, just barging in unannounced.
What are you doing?
It's the Archaic girl. I need to find a cure for this disease. I was attacked by some kind of sand yokai and now I'm... More pieces fall out of the hole in my chest. Under my clothes, more powder and chunks fall off my body. I don't have time.
If you came to me, I could have tried to perform an exorcism. So why have you holed yourself up in the forest of magic?
Yeah, I'm trying to become a yokai magician. That was the plan from the start anyway, but now, my body keeps crumbling away. I need to extend my life somehow. Even if I only get as far as abandoning worms,
Abandoning worms won't help with that. That's a curse, not a disease. Even if you become a yokai, it would just keep eating away at you.
No, but I have to. There's nothing else for me.
Here.
Rada sits me down, preventing me from launching into a diatribe, and begins some kind of chant. Some type of invocation. Already, I start to feel a lot better. My wounds are closed without a scab in sight. I don't feel the itch of my body crumbling away anymore. Cured?
You're going to drop this becoming a yokai thing, right?
I have to consider it, but it might be a good idea. I'm not as attached to the idea of becoming a yokai as much as I want to just live a bit longer. So if I can be healed at the Hakure Shrine, then... Yeah. I don't have any reason to... I clutched my chest. Something's wrong.
What's wrong? Is that...
Rada looks over behind where I collapsed, where I was reading those journals. Something's lying on the floor that looks a lot like a human heart. So that's how it is. Thanks for trying.
Wait, hold on.
There was just no other way this could have ended.
Don't talk, I'm trying to work.
I simply fell in love with fantasy. I was obsessed. There was nothing in reality I needed anymore. Friends, family, purpose and meaning. They all slipped away, and then there was nothing left for me in reality. I abandoned humanity. Becoming yokai seemed like a matter of course.
Damn it, why isn't it working?
It's warm. That warmth is draining from me rapidly. But for now, at least. I don't regret it, though. This place is so much warmer than the outside world. I never would have had somebody to cry over my death like this out there.
Everyone always says reality's cold and harsh and unforgiving. You need to lower your expectations below zero and give up all your romantic and fantastic ideas to survive. Forget joy, embrace pain. Wonder is fake, only bored and ennui is real. Of course people would reject it in favor of fantasy.
But I met you in reality, so it can't be as bleak as they say.
It's good that we found each other. We might be the only magicians left in the world after all. Well, I'm prepared to accept that at this point. I didn't expect someone else to move into the old magician's house, though. We're going to have to build one ourselves.
Then it'll be really ours, at least.
And not much for construction. The best I could do is a shed. Even if it's our shed, it doesn't exactly make me excited.
Did you find what you were looking for? If you don't mind me asking, what are you doing? Surely there's nothing interesting at these unmarked graves. Without knowing who rests here, there's nothing to remember. Although, I'm sure they appreciate the flowers.
Should we be honest?
I don't see reason not to at this point. We've been using my ability to research how outsiders died. We're trying to move into Gensokyo, so we want to be prepared.
I'm just lost. I want to move into Gensokyo, but I can't find the way to the Forest of Magic.
You're researching.
Yeah. I have the ability to witness the final moments of anyone who left something behind. We've been looking at a few of these so far. The person from outside looking for Ayente and encountering that Gashadokuro, everything with that Yusuke person.
The incident with the Gashadokuro, huh? If that's the case, you won't find the complete picture here. Here, I know the way to the forest. I'll lead you there.
Yay, thanks so much.
Hang on, is that related to the... Yes, there is someone related to the incident who is not buried here. They're much closer to the village.
Oh, we're going to Gensokyo already?
We've been there for a while now, but it's finally time to see it as it really is. After the end of all these incidents... I'm gonna have to leave the final conclusion for the next pause and unpause for probably the last time. This feels like we're about to do the thing. So, I have my water. I hope you had your water. Let's continue. We're on to the thing of a blobby. Let's go. Let's go. Yay, Vladislava.
Ah, it's the real Gensokyo.
I still don't understand why Manzuka doesn't count. It's the point where lots of things overlap, you know? It's part of Gensokyo, but it's part of Hell and the Netherworld too. This place is unequivocally Gensokyo. Well, alright, I guess. This is the road to the village, right? Will we be safe going with this way when it's this late?
No, obviously.
Well, I don't think you'll have anything to worry about. We haven't had to bury anyone in quite a long time, you see.
What do you mean? What about all those graves in Nanzuka?
You'll see.
Weren't there lots of fairies on this trail before?
There were. They would often play tricks on humans who went outside the village. But when this happened, the yokai waiting to strike would have to wait their turn. As annoying as a fairy prank was, in a way, they were protecting humans from the real dangers of the world. In a roundabout, unintentional sort of way. Here we are.
It's really the village. It sure looks the same as ever. Wasn't there a market somewhere around here?
You'll have to be more specific. There should be shops everywhere, but
I don't see anybody walking around.
Indeed, it's been very lonely lately. Here, we'll take a short rest in my library, then we'll head out to that gravesite.
What's going on here? Where is everybody?
It's just as you see. Gensokyo has become rather empty. Outsiders falling into Gensokyo is hardly a rare occurrence. But don't you think those graves you saw were dug quite close together?
They seem spread rather haphazardly to me.
No. I'm not sure how your ability works, but if you can see when the people buried there died, you'd see that they died within a few days of the others. Or at least, died while the same people were still alive.
Then if more outsiders were dying so soon one after the other, more outsiders were coming in than usual?
Quite abnormal. You could call it an incident. Of course, you two are involved in this as well.
How do you figure?
How is it you found out about the existence of Gensokyo?
It was that journal, right? Those diaries and tomes. The barrier should have stopped most of them from getting out. Unless...
Yes, the barrier has grown unstable. It's become easier to get in and out as one pleases. Or rather, it's grown old, just like Gensokyo.
You mean like how the Scarlet Devil Mansion isn't around anymore?
This library too.
Kozumotori.
My name is Kozumotori. Welcome to my humble bookshop. That's what it used to be, anyway. Eventually, enough books fell from the outside world to turn it into a library. The measures taken against fantasy falling into obscurity began to become ineffective. People always seek answers, and the march of time that led to Gensokyo being created simply repeated itself. I was made to limit the information that could come in, of course. But even with my efforts, Gensokyo started to stagnate. The magic and wonder was fading. Nothing new was coming in, and everything could be catalogued and quantified. What once was unfathomable and filled with endless possibility was becoming consumed by common sense. And the more we tried to look for a source of the problem, the more we understood it was simply Gensokyo's time to go.
Then, how is it that you're here?
It wasn't my fault things ended up like this, but I felt some responsibility for it. Without the child of Miar to chronicle the history of Gensokyo, the task fell to me. So the sages bound me to Gensokyo and had me watch over its final moments. I can't die until the story of Gensokyo is complete. And Gensokyo can't die until I do. Then, if we see this final grave, the story will be complete and Gensokyo can move on.
But what about us? We came here to discover our magic and build our lives together as magicians when we couldn't do that in the outside. It can't just be gone. It can't...
Time keeps on moving, I'm afraid. The Gensokyo you fell in love with is quite a bit behind the present. But fantasy won't just disappear that easily. Once the Gensokyo of today moves on, something will come after. Don't you think? I'm not sure what you mean, but it may be best if you see it for yourself. Sure, lead the way.
Fine.
Alright, let's go.
Is that the spot where the Scarlet Devil Mansion used to be?
It seemed like it would be here forever. It seemed like it was here forever, too. But it was new once. Then 10 years passed, and it became just a part of everyday life. It was my time then, and the old mansion faded into the background, while everything was new and magic for me alone. Reimu, Marissa, Akyun too, we got up to a lot together. Then 10 more years passed, and now I'm that old mansion that faded into the background. Those days it seemed like they would last forever, relegated to history, never to return. It's agonizing, but I had a lot of fun as well. I can't tell you how exciting it's been to watch over Gensokyo these past years. Maybe this last piece will help it move on.
That's the last grave, huh? Once we see this one, Gensokyo will be gone.
But there will be something new, right?
I don't care. It won't be the same.
I know, but I have to open it. We can't live in an empty world like this. We can't despair that the world we loved has passed into history, or we can hold on to what's here for us now. There has to be a real future out there for us, and I want us to find it together.
Fine. Go ahead.
One last time. Nameless soul, share with me your final moments. We're getting to the final moments. It's very dramatic. The guild is a little smaller these days, supposedly. It's just Yusuke and the two of us. Apparently there used to be more, but Gensokyo is a dangerous place. This Outsiders Guild of his is meant to be a place for the people who get sucked into Gensokyo to find their way. We're always interacting in some form or another, whether I want to or not. I make small talk and even laugh sometimes, but their hospitality's lost on me. Unlike the other two, I didn't stumble in here by accident. I'm here for a reason. A short while ago, I found this journal circulating around. It's pure fantasy, the ramblings of a short fiction writer desperate to start some kind of ARG publicity stunt. But there were those who took it seriously. And through them, I've discovered a way to enter this world filled with beings that are more than human. I have to become a yokai, so I can't get attached to this everyday life. Is this that agreeable man? Maybe. I spend as much time as I can in the library. Rushing in and playing in my hand too early will get me killed. I need to have an understanding of the types of yokai that are known to exist. There are too many variables right now. Most yokai that meet a person trying to join their side see them as easy prey. Assuming someone is successful, it's highly likely that the Hakurei will exterminate them to protect the balance. Many methods are dangerous and time-consuming. Even then, the results leave something to be desired in some cases. Becoming a hermit seems like an exercise in futility. You're very studious. Yeah. I need to be prepared. Yokai are the enemy of mankind, right? Well, I won't argue the point if you feel that way. Is that wrong? It depends. Not all of them are belligerent, some are even friendly. So long as you keep a respectable distance from them, you should be okay. It may be best not to rile yourself up too much about them. There is no need to go down the path of war. Of course. I'll keep that in mind. If I want to cross over to the other side, it means making an enemy of humanity. But I don't hate humanity exactly. If I could become a yokai that doesn't need to hurt anyone to survive, that would be ideal to me. But is it possible? Our guild is taking a trip to the Hakurei Shrine to study today. It takes careful planning to avoid the trail at nightfall. So we're up incredibly early for a history lesson. The god enshrined here is crucial to the existence of Gensokyo, but everything about them is unknown. Their blessing is protection from yokai. That alone makes them indispensable. Their other job appears to be maintaining the barrier through the actions of Reina Hakurei. Reina's duties are quite extensive, centering around yokai extermination and returning outsiders who fall into Gensokyo. Should they choose to leave, of course. It's a log lesson, and I'm already familiar with the material. Unlike most people who fall into Gensokyo, I came here on purpose after hearing the rumors. It wasn't easy, and the instructions weren't exactly clear, but now I'm here, and the gods may actually see fit to listen to me. The gods aren't eternal, but their lives are the same. The yokai here today are the same ones that have existed since ancient times. They never lose anyone. They only gain new peers. I drop a coin into the box and ring the bell, clasping my hands in a silent prayer. With that, I turn and leave the shrine, our lesson apparently over.
And what did you ask about?
I'm not sure. Just some help, I guess. Coming to an old building like this just makes me wistful. Reminds me of my hometown.
Do you want to go back?
Of course not. Things are different there now. It's not the town I remember from my childhood at all. If I could, I'd go back to how things were. I just miss those days.
I've been there.
It's common sentiment, seems. An inevitable facet of human life, even. I don't know if I can become independent. The thought itself terrifies me. Most people who grow old seem to have led a good life, made all kinds of memories and done something to bolster the future generation they leave behind. I can't do that. I just can't leave the past behind. It makes me feel so pathetic and hopeless. Like a completely worthless person who can't even face up to the realities of life. I can't admit this to Okuni, though. It's too petulant, I know that. The support I'm given is always cheap and hollow anyway. But if there's one thing I like about Gensokyo, it's that they seem to understand how harsh life can be, so they at least try. That's the only reason. That if I'm going to become a yokai, then I want to be one that doesn't need to kill. Baku, Yamabiko, certain types of Tsukumogami, I know there are types like that. But how do I become like them? Tough questions. On my way home, I take a detour. Luckily, the guild seems to have no problem with everybody going their separate ways after the trip to the shrine. I take a side path around the perimeter of the village, ending up circling back to a little bit down the trail to the shrine. By the roadside here is a little shrine. This shrine houses a curse god. An old god whose name was long forgotten, but cannot be moved from this spot without spreading misfortune across the land.
It's forbidden to get close to it, and Yusuke was very persistent in drilling this into our heads. Still, I need advice from the gods, and the Hakurei one isn't very talkative.
Hello again. You're very persistent.
I'm sorry for imposing so often. I just don't have any else I can talk to about this.
Not even out your Outsiders Guild?
They're all adjusted to that independent life. There's nothing they could say to me that would really help. They don't get it. It's just, I'm not sure what to do. If I become yokai, I'll have to live with this heartache for so much longer. If I erase those memories, it would be like saying none of them ever mattered. If I just continue on, I don't think I'll be able to live very, very long. I just don't understand why life has to be this cruel. If this is what being human is like, then I don't want it. I want a new life, one that doesn't have to change. To become a creature that lives in a hypothetical space, concrete in its uncertain existence. Gensokyo is the eternal paradise where nothing ever changes, right? There has to be a way for me to find that life here. So I'm thinking something like a magician or a Baku. I don't know if becoming a Baku is possible, though. Just something peaceful, you know?
My powers are limited, but I know of one way to give you what you want. You have demonstrated your faith, so I will help how I can. Bring me a friend of yours, and I'll grant your wish. This should be no problem for yokai.
No problem for yokai. This is my chance to change, but just what does that old god intend to do? She wouldn't really kill whoever I bring to them, would she? Probably would. Oh, hey, sorry I'm late.
No trouble at all. Welcome back.
The harvest is pretty good this year.
You worked hard, just as hard for it.
Ah, that's true. The rain almost killed the whole batch a couple times.
And not to mention all the yokai attacks.
I can barely keep them away. Not that I'm much of a fighter, ha! At least the Hakurei amulets keep them from getting into the crops themselves. Ah, that's right. Yokai can't get inside the village. I would have to leave this family behind too. Okuni is cooking something in the next room. Daikichi and his stories are relaxing to be around. It's so warm and comforting in this house. Could I lose this warmth again? What an asinine question. I'll be made to lose it again. This is the fate of all mortals that I'm trying to circumvent. Thanks for the meal!
I made sure it doesn't have any nuts in it after all.
Thanks a bunch. A meal this nice really makes me feel like I'm home. She even remembered my allergies. It's nice to be looked after again. But even just admitting that to myself makes my heart sink. Am I really that pathetic? Next morning, I'm back in the library. I don't have much else going on without the guild leading me around. I skim through more field guides on yokai. Eventually, the librarian comes over to chat with me again.
A lot of those yokai aren't around anymore.
Really?
You can thank Yusuke for that.
Ah, that's right. If he's a yokai hunter, I'll have to be careful. He'll probably try to kill me if I can actually cross that line. What about the non-hostile ones you were talking about?
Well, he didn't go after those ones intentionally. It's not as if it's obvious which yokai don't attack humans and which only do it sometimes.
If that's the case, then even becoming something non-hostile probably won't be enough. Being an enemy of humanity means being targeted by humans no matter what. Then it really is hopeless to try becoming yokai like that. Unless I really can cross that line and become something stronger. I leave the library and start walking through the village. It reminds me of the old rural town I lived in as a kid. Not nearly as old, but out in the wilderness, certainly. Everywhere I go, it reminds me of that place. Oh, Daikichi. Hey, are you on your way to lunch? Want to get something together?
Sure, I'd like that.
Anything to get my mind off this pain. I want to become a yokai, I have to. But maybe deep down I hope my heart can be healed some other way. If I didn't, I wouldn't have any qualms about taking Daikichi to that cursed god right now. Daikichi takes me to some bar off a side street. The smell of wood and sawdust is thick. Men in makeshift helmets are drinking toasts and celebrating a job well done.
Was there a construction job finished just recently?
That's right. This very bar was finished just days ago.
Oh, hey, Daikichi. That's right, the boys and I just got done with rebuilding this place.
Rebuilding?
Yeah, the old one caught fire some years back.
A bar. A place to celebrate and be merry with other drunkards. I'm not fond of the idea personally, but to the regulars it would have been their home. A place that would always be there, that they relied on throughout their lives. Just thinking about how agonizing it would have been to lose that. The idea that one of the empty patches of land I walked past without thinking could have been the certain of someone's world once. My heart sinks through the bottom of my chest almost instantly.
You okay?
Yeah, I kinda just want to get lunch and go. In the end, I just go back to the canal and sit on a bench for a while. Every so often, some leaves flutter down into the water. As they fall, I can tangibly feel that the world is dying around me. The smooth stones meticulously placed along the edges of the canal have gaps in them from when stones get loose and fall away. The paint on the vibrant red bridge is chipped and worn in places. People pass by noisily, each idle conversation with their peers adding to a lively cascade of sound and activity. In exchange, they will all someday melt and blow away like snow in the spring.
Damn it all. Oh, there you are. What's up?
A lot of things, actually. Do you mind if I take a walk? We take some time to walk down the trail, just talking. I'm not internalizing whatever it is we're talking about. It doesn't matter. Through the mist, it's tough to see how late it is. Which is what I'm counting on. Can I ask you something? If you could become a yokai, would you? Oh wait, no, the other way around. My mother, she was always there for me, taking care of me, and propping me up when my body failed, supporting me when I failed myself. It was the cancer that got her in the end. I couldn't provide for her treatment, and she couldn't provide for the two of us anymore. Not after the divorce. So only one of us could keep on living, and she made that choice for both of us. As she always did. I watched her sacrifice herself for me, and I could do nothing to stop it. I couldn't save her. I couldn't even help her in her last moments. She was my mother, you know. How am I supposed to just move on from that? So I thought, I mean, you're not supposed to. Grief and that kind of stuff doesn't ever really go away, from what I understand. I haven't experienced that yet in life. It's gonna happen at some point. But from what I hear, like, life moves on and you add other things. The sad stuff doesn't become smaller. Just the rest of the experiences become bigger. That's the thing. Yeah, simple little metaphor. The bubble of sad stays the same, but the bubble of happy memories, other ones, keeps growing. You can make those bigger. Or whatnot. I guess it's choice which bubble you want to keep blowing up. Or something like that. You can't pop those bubbles though. A bubble is a bad metaphor because you can pop bubbles. You can't pop these bubbles. Pop a bubble. Pop the bubble. Pop, 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 pop. Bleh. Anyway. Yokai live for as long as people have faith in them. I already don't belong anywhere, so maybe it would be fun if I became one.
I might understand how you feel. I was always in the way. If I ever reached for a loaf of bread, someone would swoop in and get it before me. Or someone in a hurry would stand behind me and try to rush me. Even back in school, if I tried to sit somewhere, it ended up being someone else's spot, you know? Trying to assert my own will, my own existence. That didn't help anyone either. I'm clumsy and incompetent, so I never really deserved to assert myself, right? I've only ever been able to capitulate to others, minimizing myself and doing nothing but stay out of the way. I thought it would be better for everyone if I just disappeared. Then I was here, forgotten and unable to inconvenience anyone anymore. Back then, yeah, I might have been fine with becoming a yokai. It was Yusuke who found me wandering around near the village. At first our guild was just the two of us. When I heard his idea, I thought, maybe I could finally be more than a nuisance. Maybe I could be needed, even wanted. I'm still not much more than a yes man even here. It might be that I'll be in the way forever, but the idea of becoming something more makes me feel more alive than ever. Doesn't that possibility of change motivate you?
It does, actually. This is the first time I've had a real heart-to-heart with any of these people. I can feel a warmth in my chest like the darkness in me is melting away. It's the same warmth I remember. The very idea that someday I'll have to lose it again when one of us dies makes me want to scream. I mean, that's just life. That's how it works.
This place, huh? You know, if you did become a yokai, you'd probably outlive any human you formed an attachment to.
I don't have many human connections anyway.
Not even me. The guild?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about first. If I stay in the village, I'll have to get my own job and become independent, and I just can't do it. I'm too afraid to be alone. All people have to become independent someday. Everyone is forced down the cruel march of time. I know watching a childhood end and watching loved ones die and the present falling into obscurity are all part of being human, but I can't handle it. I don't want it. I just want to go back to being a kid again, without any worries. I mean, sure, but like, that's the part of growing up, realizing that that's not possible. You can't do that. That's the harsh reality of growing up. You realize that you can't be a kid anymore. But you can be an adult who then dives into being a kid every now and then, just for the fun of it. You can be a kid to a degree. Like, there's nothing stopping you as an adult going to like a water park or going down a slide and wearing a stupid little hat or whatever and drinking milk chocolate thingamajiggies. Like, no one's there to stop you. Go for it. It's your money. It's your life, your choices. No one really gives a fuck if you do that kind of stuff, okay? Go for it. I want to be some kind of fairy that never changes and never even notices how many seasons have gone by. I'll be a kind yokai, one who doesn't kill anybody. I'll live away from humans and inspire fear in them from afar. I'll be the enemy, unseen and unknown forever.
Then I will accept this tribute.
What? Uh-oh. In an instant, the man beside me falls to his knees. Like an explosion went off inside him, he's instantly transmogrified into... What the hell just...
Reach beyond the flesh and blood and grasp the bone, and the ritual will be complete.
The bone?
I kneel down next to what used to be my fellow guild member. Now nothing but pieces of meat small enough to... If I've come this far, then I have no choice but to see it through. I close my eyes and... The blood is disgustingly warm. The sensation makes me immediately regret sticking my hand into the pile of flesh. I prick my hand on something hard. The bony protrusion pierces through my own flesh, latching onto the bones of my hand. Then fusing with my arm, my shoulder. My skeleton combines with his. I can feel his bones as if they were mine. Connected to his bones, I can feel the corpse of 100 buried men, as if they were my own body.
You aren't a god at all, you're...
I feel something burning inside me, melting. It's like my skeleton is growing, trying to burst out of my skin. The unfathomable mass beneath the earth continues to crawl inside my body like a swarm of ants. I fall to the ground in agony, writhing as chunks of my skin burst open and gush so much blood over the ground. When I stand up again, it doesn't hurt anymore. Far from it, I feel sharper than ever. I've never been more alive. Take a sip of water to be alive. Water is life.
Alright, Kurosan, what did I do for her? I've already forgotten. Well, anyway, she's the old god now, again. Oh wait, no, she had the mocha. Finally, I am once again given flesh.
I look down the road. I can see the Katsuya family rushing towards the shrine with perfect clarity.
Born from calamity, sustained by tragedy. That's Agashidokuro's nature.
The hatred of 100 senseless deaths swirls within me. The formless hate finds a home in my body, keeping my bound together. Facing my old family, I lick the blood off my hands. I leap over the shrine in a single jump like it's nothing. I dash off into the woods to leave them to deal with the mess the god and I left behind. I'm finally free. I finally left it all behind. As I throw myself into the pitch black night, I wail in anguish.
Well. And that's the end of it, I suppose. You've seen what became of Yusuke and the Gashidokuro already, right? Their resting places by the shrine, if you haven't.
Yeah, we saw. That should be the final piece, right? You can put this whole incident in order now. I suppose once the story is made clear, everything can come to an end. Go on then. Finish this puzzle and put an end to our dream of Gensokyo.
Whose death was first? Oh, I have to actually think. Fuck. It's been 2 days. I've forgotten. Okay. Ah, fuck me. Okay. Goddamn. Alright, let's quick save. Let's try to remember. Okay, brain, turn on. No. Okay. Alright, who died first? I have no fucking clue. Not knowledgeable. Agreeable Man was later. Definitely later. Was it the sickly? Wait, at the beginnings. At the very beginning. Was it a sickly man? I think he was the sickly man, wasn't he?
Alright, next.
Who was the second? Alright, we got... I don't know, this one.
And then...
I don't know. The Curious Man?
After that...
Foreign Man?
I see, and the next...
Knowledgeable Man?
And finally...
Agreeable Man?
So that's your answer.
Oh, fuck.
Great work! You got every single one wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
It seems the mystery of Gensokyo will remain unsolved. Then there's nothing to do but go back to the beginning. Isn't that great? The Gensokyo we wanted to find is no longer here. The Gensokyo that exists here is dying. We can hold on to what's left. Living through the dead, over and over again.
Oh, fuck, it really does tell you. Oh, fuck, okay. I got everything wrong. Okay, fair enough. Okay. I'm gonna have to... Ah, fuck me. Alright, I'm gonna have to pause. I'm gonna have to take notes. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Oh my god, okay, it took me a moment. It took me a bit of brute forcing and doing some math. I could show you what I did. At first I tried to do a thing by logicking, remembering how it worked, but then I just started to brute force the method over here. I just tried different variations and finally got to the... Well, that was the foreign one, the curious one, the agreeable one, the knowledgeable one, the sickly one, and the rich one. My brain can't do memories. I could put them in order that way. Let's not save. Don't care about that anymore. We've died. But anyway, all I just love is happy.
Why, of course, that's exactly right. Well, that's everything. And yet, Gensokyo still seems to be here.
All the graves have been visited, so there should be nothing keeping this place here.
You know, I find it unlikely that Gensokyo's existence would hinge on an outsider being able to revisit the deaths of each and every buried person. Surely we haven't even scratched the surface, right?
I suppose that's true. But then, what does that mean?
I think I'm beginning to understand how my ability works. When a person dies, they leave behind a spirit, like a kind of record or memory attached to the location of their death. I can then enter the world of the memory through a marker. Not by pulling back a soul from beyond, but by communing with earthbound spirits attached to that marker.
So, what's causing Gensokyo to remain in stasis like this?
I can think of one spirit with that power. You see, I never came to Gensokyo in the first place.
A weird sign. Oh, she pulled it fast on us. She's visiting a memory. What do you mean?
Oh. I entered Gensokyo through a grave marker to witness a person's death. That grave ended up in the outside world, still attached to Gensokyo, connected to a spirit that's also tied to Gensokyo. That spirit is preventing its decay. Yes, it's your grave. Talking to you again has... It's thrown off the sequence of events considerably. You'll have to start over from the beginning.
I see. So it's your friend's spirit that's caught here. So, until you can reach the end of this memory and exercise her properly, Gensokyo and I are unable to move on because of her ability?
That seems to be the case.
And then, once we leave and come back, we'll go back to recreating the events tied to this memory.
That's right.
Places, everyone! It's time for the first and last chapter in this story.
I just got distracted by seeing you again. I'm sorry, Kozusu.
Well, aren't you going to say it?
I already did it to get here. What's the point in doing it again?
I want to hear it from you.
Vladislava, share with me your final moments.
Yet, of course I will.
Okay. Finally, we got to think. It's you. That was a turn. That was an event. Turntables.
So this is Gensokyo.
Waizuka, the point at which the most barriers converge, and therefore the easiest place to find the hole. Even so, it took a long time gathering the materials and finally performing the intricate and elaborate method of entry.
Oh, is someone there?
Hello.
Hello there.
So you really would have wandered off and had yourself killed by the first yokai you ran into. Good grief. You are a human, right? You must have come from the outside world.
That's right.
Well, if you know this isn't the outside world, that saves us a lot of time. You're here on purpose, right? What for?
I'm looking for other magicians.
I see. I'm sorry to say, you may be the last one. It's nice to meet you. I'm Kozusu Motori. The village is this way. We'll talk there.
It's empty. How can there be nobody living in the village? This doesn't make any sense. If the humans are gone, doesn't that mean the yokai will disappear too?
Gensokyo simply grew too old. Everything that was wondrous and magic became explicable and categorized. Everybody packed up and moved someplace else. You could go too, if you wanted.
Go where?
Who knows? On to greener pastures in a new world, I suppose.
Then what are you still doing here?
Someone has to stay behind and see it off. I was just paying my last respects to the nameless deceased before it fades away. But then, you showed up. If you want to stay and watch it go too, that's fine by me. I'd better get back to it though. Here, I'll give you my number so we can keep in touch.
Your number?
Yeah, my phone number.
They have phones in Gensokyo?
Yeah. Your information must be real out of date.
Well, thanks. I'll give you a call.
Already, the magic is dispelled. There's phones here at this point. Not very magical, now is it?
See you later then.
With that, she leaves. It seems I was simply too late. There are no humans left in Gensokyo. Without them, no yokai can remain either. If there are yokai still in existence anywhere, it seems they went off to some other place. Do I really have to spend the rest of my life chasing after a dream that only gets further away? I plug Kozu's number into my mobile phone. Even here, there's no escape from the modern world anymore.
I don't believe it. Everybody hates me in the village just because I can do magic. I don't need them. I'll live in the woods on my own and follow my dreams. I'll show them. Man.
Making good my word to nobody in particular, I'll leave the village. There's not much need to stick to the map, but after following it for a little while, I make it to the woods. I know I shouldn't get my hopes up, but it's a little exciting to finally be here. There's a thin fog enveloping the forest. It's not as hard to breathe as I thought it would be, but it's the miasma I heard about nonetheless. It's hard to believe this is supposed to be the forest of magic. Water break. But I figured that order out took a lot longer than I'm willing to accept. Or even remember. I don't remember how long it took. It only happened like 5 minutes ago. Or 10 or 15 hours. There are supposed to be several magicians living here. I wander around in search of their houses, but find nothing but clearings. Finally, I come to a single structure. Naturally, it's empty inside. Still, if I'm going to revive my magic, I'll need somewhere to stay. Sleeping in an unfurnished house, completely alone in this world. It's not the way I thought this would go. I was supposed to become part of a circle of magicians. We'd get entrenched in the tangle of this world and all its people clashing together and making every day an adventure. But now, for days I brush up against the limits of the world. Magic is much easier here. There's barely enough residual energy left. I'm shaving my life away just to keep my meager magician ability afloat, the same as I was doing in the outside world. Nothing's changed. I spend days in this empty place, slowly gathering what few magical ingredients remain. There's nothing left for me to do but play out the end of this hollow dream. The only thing keeping me going is the dream of the life we could have had together. The stories of the Scarldale Mansion, the promise that someday we'd spend our days in the magic forest casting wondrous spells. I have to believe that the pitiful struggle of my life is a realization of that dream in some form. We swore together that we'd make it here to this sacred ground of magic. But then one day, you moved on. The darkness of the forest, the glow of the moon, and the excitement of living as something more than ordinary. That all stopped interesting you so much.
That's not true. I couldn't keep my horizons that limited. There were too many other things I wanted to do. We both knew that Gensoke wouldn't be the same place we thought it would be, so...
Please, it's not polite to interrupt a lady in the middle of her story.
Right. Please continue.
There's a knock at my door.
You weren't answering my calls, so Hey, are you alright?
I've had to pull some all-nighters, but I'm hanging in there.
By my estimates, Gensoke should have had less than a day left when you showed up. I don't want to rush things, but...
Oh, that's my ability. I can prevent decay. It's because I'm so fresh.
You look about to expire.
Oh, no, I don't. I'm the same as ever.
Well, I won't force you to leave, but... I'm going to strongly suggest you get to the train station as soon as possible.
Train station, huh?
It seems Gensoke really could keep the passage of time at bay forever. There's infrastructure and modern convenience all over the place, or what's left of it at least. I hated the modern world and wanted to escape it, but here it is again. There isn't even anything truly magical here anymore to make up for it. I have to keep my ability active just to stop Gensoke from deteriorating any further. I don't even have anyone around to help with my magic. Nobody to show off to, nobody to share it with, nobody to guide. So, what am I still doing here? Summer passes, and though my ability prevents the leaves from falling, I can circumvent that myself with my magic. I take a walk to the base of Yokai Mountain. How many times has this path been walked, I wonder? How many times have these landmarks been visited for some fulfilling purpose? I try to imagine what life was like here as I change each tree from green to brown on my own. Every red leaf another drop of my blood. The kappa fishing in the river, the tengu watching from the tree branches. Every day a new adventure filled with wonder. I look up at a distant building with a radar dish. Even the Yamamba have satellite TV, it seems. Kozu tells me these buildings were made to procure some new ability card thing. I've never heard of it. Apparently even spell cards fall out of fashion at some point. Then ability cards took over, and eventually those were replaced. The world we longed for is truly gone. Aren't I pathetic? Holding on to the dregs of this world. But what else can I do?
You always hated technology.
I never got on well with it. I was so looking forward to a world without needing to remember Wi-Fi passwords.
But you can memorize the properties of the elements just fine.
It's the principle of the thing. Just because I can remember 8-digit codes to get into my email doesn't mean I want to. I want to get around on a broom, not a bus.
Well, it's not like I don't understand where you're coming from. You wouldn't have actually got on well with the kappa, though.
Probably not. Anyway, let's move on.
Autumn passes, so I create my own winter wonderland. Ice magic is naturally easier at this time of year. Even so, freezing so much dew is tiring. There's not enough precipitation for much more than a light snowfall, and it stopped falling before I know it.
I've never seen snow like this before.
Isn't it nice? I hear real snow is much more exciting, though. Man-made phenomena just don't have the same impact, you know?
I don't know. You were so excited building that astronomy dome.
Structures are different.
Like that snowman you always said you were gonna build?
I never did build that snowman. Sorry, spoilers. You'll,
If I find somewhere it snows, I'll make one for you.
thanks. We should continue. It's already night.
I drag my body down the trail, exhausted. All that effort for this meager amount of snow. I lie down in the field, looking up at the moon. It's as cosmically significant as ever, and I can feel the expanse of the earth below me and the heavens above as I gaze at it. But it feels so dull, so empty. It doesn't look as clear anymore. It's blurry and indistinct. Lately I've been having trouble discerning between objects. Working long into the night must have made my vision worse. When I first arrived, I could see stars that no modern human could ever see without a telescope. Now I'd probably have to squint to see Aldebaran. The beauty of the cosmos doesn't leap out at me anymore. Nothing does. A whole year of scenery passed me by, but none of it sparked an emotion in me. I saw sunsets on the mountaintop, rain in the forest, clouds and stars swirling across the night sky. Yet all I can feel is a yearning for something out of reach. Maybe it's not the world that's become dull. Maybe it's me. At some point, I close my eyes. I drift off to sleep on a blanket of melting snow. Spring arrives again. But without change, the flowers can't grow. I don't have it in me to make them bloom this time. I take another slow walk to gather materials. I keep walking until I get to Misty Lake. Naturally, that mansion we dreamed about is nowhere to be seen. I've looked for it so many times, refusing to believe it could be gone, but to no avail. Kinsokyo is fading away, collapsing. Even the wondrous nature of this place can't keep my magic alive. All I can do is put a stop to the collapse. As long as my spirit is here, my ability to prevent decay will keep Kinsokyo as it is. A hollow shell. I wish so badly I could turn it back to how it was, but I can't. The only thing I can truly believe in anymore is your ability. You're right not to come here. But I hope deep in my soul that you'll miss me enough to come looking for me. Then if you do, you can watch my spirit and I can meet you again one last time. I don't have much time left. But if the barrier is weakening, I just might have enough magic left to send my grave to the outside world. Hey, what? Where are you going? What are you talking about? I row a small boat out to the middle of Misty Lake. It's tough work with my body failing me like this, but I take it slow and steadily move away from the shore. The spell is already cast. All I need to do is wait for it to activate with my death.
And so, you made it. To think, the ice cold water we always dreamed of, washing over the two of us just like this. It was all worth it to be able to see you one last time.
Why wouldn't you just come back? The barrier is thin enough by now that... I mean, if you could have sent your old grave back...
You should know that better than anyone. What's the point of a life that isn't the one I've chosen? I live my life looking up to that moon at the moon. I want the last thing I ever see to be the moon I loved so dearly.
You really did become obsessed. I really would have loved to stay with you here.
I made you obsessed as well, didn't I? Led you along with promises of magic and wonder. A perfect life filled with nothing but fantasy. I just couldn't let go of that dream. You did. Or at least, you let it grow into something new. Nostalgia is a kind of death. Rejecting the world that is, to live in the world that's gone by. It's like becoming a ghost before you die.
That's not true. I don't think looking at the past means abandoning the present. You can think about the things you miss, and use them as a guide to move into the future. I miss your passion, your sense of wonder. I want to carry them with me into the future.
I see. Then, Maybe I was wrong about what Gensokyo is. I couldn't stand the outside world. I rejected it, and was rejected by it in turn. Being bombarded with self-help hucksters saying you're living your life wrong, being made to sell yourself away piece by piece. I couldn't take it, so I ran away. You have a stronger heart than I did. You can live in that world and still keep your sense of wonder. So live in that world.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Splendid! You're the best student I could have asked for.
I'm glad I met you.
Goodbye, then.
Until we meet again.
Oh.
Well, now I'm super sad. That spell of hers was calling me out here so I can bury her in the Hakure Shrine grounds. Naturally. Thank you. Sorry for the trouble. I'll let you rest now. Oh, that's alright. I'm glad to have someone watch Gensokyo's final moments with. Asuka Hanamura. Are you okay with this? If Gensokyo is gone, you'll never see your old mentor again. And doesn't that mean magic is gone from the world forever? Gensokyo might be gone, but I don't think fantasy will just vanish like that. As long as humans are encountering something new, they'll keep imagining something beyond the veil. Let's come back soon. I thought you wanted to move on from Gensokyo. It hurts to leave the past behind, but I want to face the future. But I don't want to forget the past either. I want to carry it with me as I move on, use it to imagine a new future. I'm still in love with that endless promise of the night, the excitement of not knowing what magic lies in the dark. So I'm sure I'll be back again someday. The chronicles are all stored here, after all. We can read about Gensokyo with the witches loved. I'll look forward to it. Raimi Hakura. Wow.
The spring cleaning is finished, and none of the new residents seem to be having any problems. No incidents for a while, so the number of shrine visitors has been steady. A little sparse, but steady. Nothing noteworthy or out of the ordinary to report. Maybe I should fill this out with something then. Well, the sea breeze is nice today. Hopefully tomorrow is just as pleasant.
Oh, and then the end. Properly. This was fascinating. Kept me going for... We're at like 2.5 hours as well, by the way, across 3 days or so. This is one of those that's gonna take a while to process, but like... It was good. That was a lot to take in as well. Lots of perspectives that yeah, I really appreciate exploring Gensokyo outside the characters that we all know, like going way into the future as well. That's an interesting concept as well. They did. I really like that. That was fascinating as well in that regard. It's good. That was good. That was. That's a lot to take in as well. Lots of things to. A lot, just a lot. Letting go and moving on, but also not letting go and not moving on. Someone more articulate can explain and do stuff like that. But anyway, this was good stuff. This is one of the best ones so far as well. What do I mean so far? We're like 100+ in at this point. Anyway, I'm rambling because my brain's fried. And goodbye.